Second half starting to heat up here at the Orchard as the Pippins return to West Coast League play tonight to open up a 4-game series in 3 days this weekend against the Port Angeles Lefties. Hi, everyone, and welcome into Yakima Valley Pippins baseball coverage here on pippinsbaseball.com/live. We're on both the audio and the video sides tonight. My name is Miles Klotz. A pleasure to have you with me. Austin and McKenna are running the controls for us on the video side of things. A big shout out to them for the good work that they do to bring you tonight's game, which should be a good one. It's a military appreciation night. There will be post-game fireworks for the third time this season, and the Pippins will try and improve to 500 in the second half of the 2019 season. After a 3-0 quick break into non-league play in which the Pippins picked up a win over the Cascade Collegiate League on Tuesday, and then picked up wins against the Northwest Honkers on both Wednesday and Thursday, including a walk-off winner last night in 10 innings against the Honkers. They return to action, West Coast League action, with plenty of confidence since their last loss in Portland on Saturday, and they'll open up a stretch of 7 straight at home against West Coast League opponents. Worth noting, of course, that after that, the Pippins will have just 6 home games this season. They'll play 1 today, 1 tomorrow, a 6:35 start. And then on Sunday, we'll play a doubleheader to make up a washed-out game on June 27th when the Pippins were in Port Angeles. The Lefties will be the home team for that first game of the doubleheader. It'll be 2 7-inning games beginning at 4:35. Tickets still available. Get them at pippinsbaseball.com. And be sure to join us for 14 innings of baseball. It's looking like this not super warm summer in the Yakima Valley is continuing, as we're supposed to have temperatures topping out in the mid to high 80s all weekend. Not the typical heat we're used to this part of the summer, and perhaps that will help the Pippins as they go forward in their quest for a second half West Coast League title. Of course, you only need to win one half to make the playoffs, and right now the second half's wide open. The Pippins at 1-2, they're only a half game back of first. And if you can take the Pippins can take 3 out of 4 in this series against the Lefties, they will be putting themselves in really, really, really good position going forward towards the second half of the season as they try and work their way into the West Coast League playoff race. They have never missed the playoffs in consecutive seasons. They missed it in 2018, and they missed it in the first half, so this begins a crucial stretch of second half games, particularly because the Pippins are playing 2 teams that in the first half, Port Angeles and then Bend, who will be in town next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, were not particularly good. Both teams were under 500. Both teams struggled, particularly on the mound. The Pippins could really put themselves in good position if they can take 5 of the next 7 in this homestand, and if they were to improve to, let's say, 6-4, headed into a road trip up to Canada, bookended 2 road trips to Canada that bookend the All-Star break. That'd be a really good position to be in, particularly with how the North Division has looked so far throughout this season. Tonight, the Pippins will send right-hander Ryan Jamison to the mound. He's a week removed from his last start in Portland. Was as good as it gets for the righty out of Cal Poly. Wasn't his sharpest, and he still went 6 2/3 scoreless innings. Only 1 hit, walked 3, and struck out 10 batters on the day. He threw a season-high 102 pitches and went a season-long 6 2/3 innings. On the season, he's still without a win, kind of unfortunate. 0-2 on the year, a 3.17 earned run average. Over 17 innings of work, he has struck out 27 and walked just 9, and opponents hitting .224 off of the sophomore out of Cal Poly. And he'll be pitching to his future college teammate behind the plate in Brett Wells. As for the Port Angeles Lefties, they will send right-hander Nate Wheeldryer to the mound. The incoming freshman at the University of Washington will be making his second start of the season. His first came at home in Port Angeles on June 29th against the Bend Elks. He went 3 innings in that start, allowed 1 run on 2 hits, 2 walks, and he struck out 4 batters in that outing. So the talented freshman Wheeldryer, who had a chance to be selected in the MLB draft, but decided he wanted to continue his education up at UW. Go Dogs in the spring, or in the fall, excuse me. He will be headed to UW to play baseball on Montlake in the fall, and should be interesting to see how the Auburn, Washington native performs in his second start this year for the Lefties. We'll take a break, and when we get back, we will bring you the starting lineups and get a look at our Military Appreciation Day ceremonies here from the Orchard on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions, or, for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Back here at the Orchard, the Pippins and the Port Angeles Lefties getting set to open up a four games in 3 days weekend series here at the Orchard, and the first pitch just about 10 minutes away here on Military Appreciation Night, on Fireworks Night, as the Lefties and the Pippins get set to battle their last 4 matchups of the 2019 season. And let's get a look at our starting lineups here on the Pippins pregame show, which, as always, is presented by Yakima Craft Brewing Company. Founded in 2007, Yakima Craft produces high-quality ales and lagers with an emphasis on full-body taste and a unique character that pairs great with Pippins baseball. Enjoy Yakima Craft at the Orchard all summer long. We'll start with the visiting Port Angeles Lefties. 1-1 so far in the second half after their Wednesday finale against the Corvallis Knights was rained out. They got about an inning in, and then the game was called due to rain. They are 11-17 on the season as a whole, and the Lefties lead off with their left fielder Gavin Rourke. Justin Fugit plays third base and bats second. Matthew Christian hits third. He's the designated hitter. Baxter Halligan in the cleanup spot playing first base. Nick DiPonzio, the right fielder, bats in the 5-hole. Ethan Groff at shortstop batting sixth in center field. Damiano Palmigiani is the second baseman batting in the 7-hole. Alex Garcia bats 8th and does the catching. And rounding out the order, batting 9th, the shortstop Trevor Rosenberg. Again, for the Lefties, Rourke, Fugit, and Christian. Halligan, DiPonzio, and Groff. Palmigiani, Garcia, and Rosenberg, with a right-hander Nate Wheeldryer on the mound to make his second start of the summer. As for the Pippins, their 30th game of the season, they are 1-2 so far in the West Coast League's second half, 12-17 on the season as a whole, and they lead off with the shortstop Tanner Parker. Brady Hormel plays second base, bats second. Kyle Dean in right field, batting third. Aiden Welch, the third baseman, bats in the cleanup spot. Greg Fuchs is the designated hitter. He bats fifth. Tyler Dean at first base, batting sixth. Luke Schwartz in center field, batting seventh. Brett Wells doing the catching and batting eighth. And rounding out the order, batting ninth in left field, Eddie Pelk. Once again for the Pippins, that's Parker, Hormel, and Dean. Welch, Fuchs, and Dean. Schwartz, Wells, and Pelk, with the right-hander Ryan Jamison on the mound. Jamo getting set to make his 4th start of the summer so far for the Pippins. Elsewhere around the West Coast League, finally, for the first time in a while, we've got 10 teams in action in league play tonight, 2 in non-league play. The 2 teams in non-league action right now, the U.S. Military All-Stars will take on the Walla Walla Sweets in Walla Walla, and the San Francisco Seals will battle the Portland Pickles at Walker Stadium in Portland. In West Coast League action, Corvallis leading Kelowna 1-0. That game in the top of the 3rd inning from Corvallis. Wenatchee 1, Bellingham 0. Top of the 2nd inning in Wenatchee. Victoria leading the Bend Elks 1-0 in the bottom of the 1st in Bend. And Cowlitz opening up a road series in Ridgefield. That game in the bottom of the 2nd inning, and it is a 1-0 lead for the Raptors. Port Angeles and the Pippins getting set here for a 4 games in 3 days series. Again, it's a 7:05 first pitch tonight. We're about 5 minutes out from first pitch here at the Orchard. And then tomorrow, it will be a 6:35 first pitch with a 6:20 pregame. Joe McGreasy gets the start for the Pippins, opposite right-hander Tyler Tan for the Lefties. And then on Sunday, 2 games, with the first game starting at 4:35 and the second game to follow 30 minutes after the conclusion of the first game at the Orchard, as the Pippins and the Lefties look for their final 4 games of the 2019 season. They will be playing here at the Orchard. Of course, the first game of that doubleheader, a rescheduling of the June 27th matchup against the Lefties that was never played, never even started due to rain in Port Angeles at Civic Field. So now the Pippins will try and get them back after the Lefties took both of the first 2 games in that series in Port Angeles. The Pippins losing both games, one by a score of 4-1 and one by a score of 5-4 in 7 innings when they were walked off in that game. Pippins and the Lefties getting set for first pitch, as the meeting at the plate right now between manager Darren Westergaard for the Lefties and manager Marcus McKimmey for the Pippins. And is that even Darren Westergaard down there in uniform? Yeah, it is. It didn't look like him at first, but that is Darren Westergaard, a shaved Darren Westergaard. And also Marcus McKimmey, the two meeting at the plate right now and going through their deliberations as they get set for the first game of a 4-game series here at the Orchard. We'll get a look at the West Coast League standings in a moment, but first let's take another break here on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network, and when we return, we'll get you the national anthem here from the Orchard.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good, because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or 2. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic is now open and accepting new patients. Services include family medicine, women's health, mental health, and after-hours care. The Grandview Clinic is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week to best serve you and your loved ones. Walk-ins are welcome, and se habla español. This is how we care.
Nothing is sweeter for the warm summer months than a great scoop of Baskin-Robbins ice cream. Your Baskin-Robbins store right here in Yakima on South 1st Street proudly supports Yakima Valley Pippins baseball. Make sure you stop by and grab a cup or cone of your favorite Baskin-Robbins flavor at the South 1st location. And then, next time you're at Yakima County Stadium, try out their awesome baseball medley. Baskin-Robbins ice cream and Pippins baseball will make your summer memorable.
Welcome back to the Orchard. We were anticipating the beginning of some Military Appreciation Day festivities here at the Orchard, but we haven't really started anything right now, and a very, very long meeting at the plate between our 2-man umpiring crew today. Kyle Katz, the home plate umpire. Brendan Lynch is in the field today for the first game of this 4-game series, and now the meeting at the plate has concluded. Let's get a look at the early second half standings. Preface this with an asterisk. It's very early. Most teams have played just 2 to 3 games in the WCL at this current juncture. And in the North Division, there's a 3-way tie for first. 3 teams sitting at 500. The Victoria Harbor Cats are 2-2. The Bellingham Bells and Port Angeles are all 1-1. Pippins and Wenatchee both 1-2. Half game back, and Kelowna a game back at 0-2, still looking for their first win of the second half. Cowlitz Black Bears on top of the South Division. How about that? The team that finished 10-17 in the first half, off to a 2-0 start in the South Division in the second half after taking their first 2 games of the second half when they battled the Kelowna Falcons, including a comeback win last night. Bend and Portland both a half game back, 2-1 on the season in the second half. Ridgefield 2-2 in the second half. They're a game back. Corvallis and Walla Walla, both 1-1 so far, and they are both a game back of first place Cowlitz. It sounds a little weird to say. The first place Cowlitz Black Bears, we'll see how long that continues to last as the Pippins look to improve on the season in the second half to 2-2 tonight, with right-hander Ryan Jamison on the mound for Yakima Valley. And Jamison, we talked about it a little bit, but that last start for him in Portland was about as good as it was. And it is 6 2/3 innings, 1 hit, no earned runs, 3 walks, and 10 strikeouts. And I think the thing that I spoke about with Marcus McKimmey today on Pippins pregame, which you can find on our YouTube page, YouTube Pippins Baseball. Just pop that search in and you'll find our YouTube channel that has my interview with Marcus McKimmey from earlier today. He wasn't even his sharpest. He had his best start of the season, and as we talked about, the fastball command was not exactly as pristine as Jamison would have liked it, and that has been one thing that throughout this season, I think really the biggest issue with Jamison is just throwing the fastball consistently for strikes. It's a wipeout breaking ball with the slider. He occasionally mixes in a really good changeup, but that fastball, which is a pretty good fastball when he locates it, just hasn't been able to get swings and misses consistently, and I think that'll be a big point of emphasis tonight, is establishing the fastball early so that he can mix up the slider. One thing that I noticed in that start in Portland is that at times Jamison would have batters just waiting on the breaking ball, and that was sometimes why he had those 3 walks, because occasionally they were waiting on the breaking ball, knowing that he was having trouble locating his fastball, and that led to 3 walks on the day. So hopefully he can get that sorted out and give the Pippins a good outing. And they'll be facing one of the more talented young arms in the West Coast League, and Nate Wheeldryer, the type of guy that you might look at in 3 years and say, man, he was only throwing 89 when he played the Pippins. Projectable, 6'1", 197 pounds, and going to pitch at the University of Washington, the native of Auburn, Washington. As we get set for the national anthem here at the Orchard, we are just moments away, and it should be a special one here tonight on Military Appreciation Night, and a really good crowd so far in attendance. Lots of fans in the stands, and would only expect it to continue to fill out more as the night goes on. Time for the national anthem, a special presentation with Military Appreciation Night in tow here at the Orchard. So let's take a quick break, and when we return, it'll be time for first pitch here from Yakima County Stadium on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Call this home, that's where I belong, that's where I belong. Call this home, that's where I belong, that's where I belong.
Finding the right home is inspiring. That's why at Banner, we listen, learn, and help you find the home loan that lets you achieve your dreams.
That's where I belong.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce 2 of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or 2. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy. But he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions. Or, for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
110 East 3rd Avenue at Viking Village in Sela. Tailgaters Bar and Grill.
Pippins and the Port Angeles Lefties set to open up a 4-game series in the span of 3 days this weekend, and it gets going tonight as Ryan Jamison takes the mound for the Pippins to face the top of the Port Angeles order. My name is Miles Klotz. Austin and McKenna on the controls of our video stream today. Right-hander Ryan Jamison makes his 5th appearance of the season, his 4th as the starting pitcher. 0-2 on the year with a 3.17 ERA, 27 strikeouts, and 9 walks in just 17 innings of work this season. And opponents hitting .224 off of the right-hander. A projectable pitcher's frame, the good frame you'd like from an arm at 6 feet, 2 inches tall, 180 pounds. Took a no decision in his last start a week ago today in Portland. Went 6 2/3 innings, a season high, threw 102 pitches, a season high. Struck out 10, a season high. Did not give up a run, a season low. You're getting the gist here. Gave up 1 hit and walked 3. It was his best start of the summer. And with 6 days of rest in tow, we'll see what the right-hander with a really good breaking ball can do against a Port Angeles lineup that leads off with Gavin Rourke and then Justin Fugit and Matthew Christian in the top half of the first inning here from the Orchard on a spectacular night for baseball. We are about 7 to 8 minutes behind schedule for our scheduled 7:05 first pitch. It is 86 degrees right now, mostly clear skies, the sun shining here at the Orchard on a spectacular night for baseball as home plate umpire Kyle Katz asks both coaches to get off of the top step of their dugout and return back into the dugout. And now it'll be Gavin Rourke to lead it off, the left-handed hitting left fielder for Port Angeles on a sterling day for baseball in the Yakima Valley. Right on left to get things underway. Jamison sets, and his first offering is a ball that misses down and away with a fastball, ball 1. And that's how we get underway here at 7:12 p.m. local time here in Yakima. About 7 minutes behind schedule of our 7:05 regular first pitch. Kick and the 1-0. Fastball hits the knees for a strike, 1-1. Fireworks are set to follow tonight's contest. It'll be the 3rd fireworks game of the year. After opening night, and then a couple of weeks ago against Corvallis to open up a series. Welch even with the bag at 3rd, rest of the infield normal depth. Here's the 1-1. A fastball that misses a hair outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike on Gavin Rourke, the left fielder, who is 4 for his first 15 this season with the Lefties. That's a .267 batting average. No homers, but he's got a couple of extra base hits, and he has not driven in a run. Bats with the bases clear. No outs, top of the first. No score. Here's the 2-1. There's a fly ball in the air, left field, but well foul as it heads out of play over the third base seats, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Rourke. Pretty nice crowd here at the Orchard today, many of whom are currently seated on the third base side per usual. Is that where the shade is right now? Nobody on, nobody out, just underway here in the top of the first, no score. Jamison, the 2-2 pitch to Rourke. He sighs, sets, delivers. And there's a line shot to right. Kyle Dean comes on, reaches out, and it drops a foot in front of him. So it's a leadoff base hit for Gavin Rourke. The speedster is on to start off the night for Port Angeles. And now 1 on with nobody out for Justin Fugit. As Dean was playing pretty deep. Came on a step, and it landed about a foot in front of him. And Gavin Rourke, a guy who, if you recall, stole 4 bases in a game against the Pippins a couple of weeks ago in Port Angeles. 1 on, nobody out, no score, top of the first. Here's Justin Fugit. Welch in on the grass at 3rd. The first pitch is a slider that misses up high to the left-hand batter, 1-0. Middle infield setting at double play depth here, with Hormel a little bit closer to his normal positioning at 2nd. Tyler Dean holds on the speedy Rourke at 1st. And Welch behind the plate, or Welch at 3rd, a step in. The 1-0 pitch, Rourke takes off. There's a pitch in the dirt, and Wells couldn't get the handle on it. So Rourke steals second standing up, and Brett Wells has a cannon behind the plate, but it's hard to throw out anybody when you can't hold on to the ball in the dirt. And it's now 2 balls and no strikes on Justin Fugit. Left-handed hitter batting .308, a homer and 7 RBIs. Corners come in here for the Pippins. No outs, top of the first, man at second. Fugit in the midst of a 6-game hit streak for the Lefties. Stands tall from the left side, slight open stance. Jamison, a couple glances to second, now the pitch. Foul down the left field line, and it heads into the parking lot. 2 balls and a strike on Fugit. Now Gavin Rourke at second is really fast. You can tell just by the way he runs. Elliot Kribbe, former assistant coach at Seattle University, who recruited Rourke to college, says he could run a 3.8 seconds down the first base line. Backdoor slider, hit in the air, left field. Pelk over to his right, long run to the line. That one lands off of the cage to the bullpen wall, separating it from lefty's bar. It's now 2-2 on Fugit. With Rourke at second, the speedster stands there with no outs in the top of the first, no score. Now, Rourke, of course, is a left-handed hitter, which allows him to get down the line more quickly. But 3.8 down the line is, if not 70 grade speed on the 20 to 80 scouting scale, where the higher to 80, the better the tool grade that they use for scouts. If it's not 70, if it's not 80, it's at least 70. The 2-2 is rolled foul out of play, left side. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Fugit, who, as mentioned, on a 6-game hitting streak in which he has just 6 total hits over that stretch. The overall numbers looking pretty good for the Ohio native. Rourke at second, no outs. Top of the first already, a bit of a long inning for Jamison. No score here between the lefties and the Pippins. Welch even with the bag at third. Parker keeps Rourke close to the bag, right side of the infield deep. Jamison a quick glance to second, now another. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Fastball misses in the dirt, ball 3, and it's full on Justin Fugit. Left to right in the outfield for the Pippins, Eddie Pelk, Luke Schwartz, and then Kyle Dean. Aiden Welch is at third. Tanner Parker, the shortstop. Brady Hormel joins him at second in the middle infield. Tyler Dean at first, and Brett Wells back behind the plate, doing the catching for his future college teammate as Fugit calls time, steps out, takes a couple of practice cuts. No score here in the top of the first. Gavin Rourke, the fastest player on the lefties, standing at second with no outs. He reached on a single and then stole second. Full count pitch to Fugit. Jamison size, kicks and delivers. And a swing and a miss on a slider. Got it with a backdoor breaking ball, 1 out. First strikeout for Jamison and the first out here in the top of the first. Now with 1 out and a man at second in a scoreless game here in the top of the second, or top of the first, excuse me. Matthew Christian will come to the plate. Right-handed batter hitting .286 on the year. Leads the West Coast League with 6 home runs in just 14 games. 16 RBIs on the season. He has homered in back-to-back contests, and he's also homered in each game he's played this year against the Pippins, all 2 of them. Open stance from the right side. Here's the first pitch from Jamison, right on right. Check swing on a slider in the dirt, rolls away from Wells. No appeal, as it appeared that Christian held up in time. It's now 1-0. Christian the DH today for Port Angeles. There's a late appeal down a second where base umpire Brendan Lynch throws out his arms perpendicular to the ground. He did not go. 1 on, 1 out. No score, top of the first here at the Orchard. Gavin Rourke, the speedster, at second. Brady Hormel, the Pippin second baseman, keeping him very close to the bag. The rest of the infield is deep and straight away. Outfield the same. The 1-0 to the powerful Christian. Fastball, tap back foul into the glove, 1-1. And it's a ball and a strike on Christian, who, with his 6 homers in 49 at-bats, it's about 8.2 at-bats per home run. So if you wager he starts all 4 games of this series, that pace would have him to hit 2 homers here at the Orchard. Here's the bell tie set and the 1-1. Slider misses down and away. Throw back to second. Now they've got Rourke caught between second and third. Hormel throws down to third. Welch applies the tag. He's out. Heads up play by Brett Wells behind the plate. And it's a 1-4-5 caught stealing of Gavin Rourke for the second out. On a pitch that was in the dirt, Rourke was leading off the bag. Wells sensed an opportunity and gunned it to second, where Hormel was able to throw over to first. And Welch able to apply the tag. And Rourke, for the first time this year, is caught stealing. And now the base is empty, 2 outs. No score here in the top of the first. The 2-1 to Christian. Jamison delivers. And there's a soft ground ball, third base side, and foul out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the native of Opelika, Alabama, just outside of Auburn. Stands 6'3", 220 pounds. Those 6 homers. Pippins have played 30, or this is their 30th game of the year. They have 5 homers on the entire season. Christian has more than the Pippins as a team. The 2-2. Slider, tap back to the screen, and it stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Lefties have hit 21 homers on the year. They do play at a bandbox at Civic Field in Port Angeles. Those 21 tied for the most in the West Coast League. Nobody on, 2 away, no score here in the top of the first. It'll be a lot harder to hit homers here at the Orchard with the 20-foot outfield wall. Jamison looking for his second strikeout, the 2-2. Hit in the air, could be playable on the infield. High pop-up, Welch, the third baseman, in foul ground, tracking towards the line. He reaches down and makes the belt-high grab in foul territory. And Ryan Jamison gets out of the first inning with no damage done. No runs for the Lefties on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We're through a half inning. Pippins to the plate in a scoreless ball game here from the Orchard on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Call this home. That's where I belong. That's where I belong. Call this home. That's where I belong. That's where I belong.
Finding the right home is inspiring. That's why at Banner, we listen, learn, and help you find the home loan that lets you achieve your dreams.
That's where I belong.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
You want. Get free fitness training and tons of cardio and strength equipment, plus a totally friendly staff for just $10 a month with absolutely no judgment. We want you to be you for just $10 a month. Come in for a free tour or join online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness. Annual membership fee applies. Participating locations only. See club for details.
No score after a half inning here at the Orchard. The Pippins and the Port Angeles Lefties in game 1 of a 4-game series in 3 days here at the Orchard. And it's right-hander Nate Wheeldryer that makes his second start of the season for Port Angeles. The righty out of Auburn, Washington, took a no decision in his first start on June 29th against Bend. Went 3 innings, allowed 1 earned run on 2 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. And the right-hander leans in and faces Tanner Parker to lead things off in a scoreless ball game. High leg kick, the first offering, a fastball that misses up high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Tanner Parker, the Pippins leadoff man who got the day off yesterday in that non-league series finale against the Northwest Hawkers. Kick and the 1-0. Parker slices it foul left side, just past the Pippins dugout, and it's 1-1. No score here in the bottom of the first. The Lefties with a leadoff single in the top half of the inning, but then Gavin Rourke was erased on a caught stealing, and Ryan Jamison able to work out of the first with no additional damage. Parker cocks the bat several times over his left shoulder, the 1-1. Swing and a miss on an outside fastball, 1-2. Wheel Dryer pumped it in on the outside half. And it's now a ball and 2 strikes on Parker, who is hitting .301 on the season. A couple of home runs and 17 RBIs. As now home plate umpire Kyle Katz calls time while Marcus McKimmey down the third base line retrieves a ball in foul territory down near the Pippins bullpen. Of course, the bullpen's in the field of play in foul ground. Infield shifted a tad to the right. Here's the 1-2. A backdoor breaking ball that misses outside, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the first, no score. Brady Hormel, Kyle Dean will follow in the bottom of the first inning. Wheel Dryer off the middle of the rubber, the pitch. 2-2 hit in the air down the left field line, curling foul and lands in the parking lot out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Parker, who earned the win in relief last night. Seriously. The Pippins went to extra innings with the Northwest Tonkers, and knowing they had 4 games this weekend, used an infielder on the mound. The 2-2, grounded right side for the second baseman, Palmajani. He takes a head-high hop, able to reel it in and flip it on the run to first. And a difficult play by Palmajani made look easy. And Parker's retired for the first out here at the bottom of the first. Damiano Palmajani is at second base for the Lefties. Rest of the infield, Baxter Halligan plays first. Trevor Rosenberg is the shortstop. And Justin Fugit at third. Behind the plate, Alex Garcia, and then Gavin Rourke in left, Ethan Groff in center. Nick DePonzio is the right fielder. Here's the first pitch to Brady Hormel, a fastball that misses high and away, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Hormel. Nobody on, 1 out, no score, bottom of the first. Here from Yakima County Stadium on a fantastic Friday night for baseball. Kick and the 1-0. Hormel with a hard ground ball on the ground to first. Halligan takes it in at the belt, calls off Wheel Dryer, 2 steps to his left, runs it to the bag in time. And there's 2 easy outs for Wheel Dryer to start the bottom of the first. Now with 2 outs, the base is clear. Here in the bottom of the first inning, it brings up Kyle Dean for his first at-bat of the West Coast League season here in 2019. Of course, the reigning WCL batting champ. Made his debut on Wednesday in non-league action. He digs in from the right side against the right-hander, Wheel Dryer. No score, bottom of the first, 2 outs, and the base is clear. Here's the pitch. Dean takes a fastball in tight, and it's 1-0 on the bulky right-handed hitter. Plays right field for the Pippins today. The kick and the 1-0. Righty delivers. There's a fastball below the knees for a ball, 2-0. Wheel Dryer, a lanky 6'1", 197. He always sets with his right foot on the right side of the rubber, left foot on the left side, then twists his body, drops back, and kicks the left leg high in the air. 2-0 fastball hits the outside corner for a strike, 2-1. The one thing I noticed, I read a scouting report from Baseball America on Wheel Dryer, and some scouts that had been scouting him for a role in the Major League Baseball draft this past June, in which he was not selected. Dean grounds the 2-1 back to the mound. Wheel Dryer fields, shuffles to his left, throws underhand, and that's the inning. They worried about the length of his delivery, and we'll see more of that throughout the game. It's a 1-2-3 bottom of the first here at the Orchard. We go to the second. No score here on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce 2 of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Bush, St. Louis, Missouri.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good, because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or two. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Baxter Halligan digs in as we start the top of the second here at Yakima County Stadium. No score between the Pippins and the Lefties. Left-handed batter against the right-handed tossing Jameson. 4, 5, 6 of the Port Angeles order here in the second. Right-hander readies at the belt. And the first pitch. Backdoor slider in for a strike at the knees, 0-1 on Halligan. Jameson working around a leadoff single to retire the side for Port Angeles in the top of the first. Got a strikeout in a scoreless frame. Left leg kick, the 0-1. That's way outside with a fastball. 1-1 on Halligan. Two-way player who is 6 for 17 at the plate this year. That's a .353 batting average. No homers, but he does have 2 doubles and a triple, and has not driven in a run on the year. The 1-1. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out of play off to the left, a ball and 2 strikes. And it bounced off the top of one of the sunscreens down the third base side and went right back into the stands where it landed right behind a young fan. Now it's 1-2 on Halligan. Nobody on, nobody out. No score here from the Orchard, top of the second inning. Baxter with a slightly open stance left side, crouched deep in the box. Jameson delivers the 2-strike pitch, and there's a changeup that misses a hair outside, 2-2. Pippins in their home white uniforms today. Green Pippins across the chest, dark green numbers on the back with a slight navy blue trim. The dark green caps and the white pants here at the Orchard. 2-2. Jameson delivers. Backdoor breaking ball misses outside, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on the left-handed hitting Halligan. Portland native. Bats with nobody on, nobody out, no score here in the second inning. Jameson looking for his second strikeout. The bell tie set, and the payoff pitch. Breaking ball hit back to the screen, 3-2. Now, the one thing that the Pippins desperately need today from Jameson is, more than anything, is length. They need him to go 5, 6 innings with a doubleheader on Sunday and limited pitching as of right now. And Jameson already at 24 pitches here with nobody out in the second. Something to monitor going forward. Another payoff offering to Halligan. Ryan delivers. There's a fly ball out of play, off to the left, foul. 3-2. And give Halligan credit. He's putting up a good fight here for a guy that is a two-way player, but really doesn't see a whole lot of action either side of the ball. The Lefties have a huge roster. And not only do they have a huge roster, but they've got fairly defined roles as well. So a lot of guys don't really play. 3-2 pitch with the bases clear. No outs, no score. Top second. Pitch on the way. Line shot, left field. Pelk over to his right. Long run towards the line. He loses his hat and doesn't make the catch as that lands in the bullpen. And the 8th pitch of the at-bat, the 5th foul ball. And it remains 3 balls, 2 strikes on Halligan. And you wonder about the result of this at-bat. You think maybe, well, if he were to allow Halligan to reach, it'd be interesting to watch how Jameson would respond, how each pitcher handles a long at-bat to start an inning and then failing to get it out differently. Another payoff pitch. Nobody on, nobody out. Ground ball hit to third. Welch waits on it, makes the grab, shuffles to his left, throws to first in time, 1 out. And a long at-bat, and the battle is won by Jameson, 1 down. It'll bring up Nick DiPonzio here in a scoreless game. Nobody on, one out. No score, top of the second for DiPonzio. Another lefty in the Port Angeles lineup. 4 of the first 5 hitters for the lefties are lefties. I did not intend to make that alliteration right there. And then the final 4 are right-handed batters. Wells sets up down and away, first pitch. DiPonzio takes a fastball in the dirt, 1-0. Left-handed batter who's hitting .265 on the year, a homer and 9 RBIs. DiPonzio, DiPonzio. Kick and the 1-0. Swing and a miss at a changeup. One of the better offerings from Jamison today. It's 1-1. Ryan doesn't mix that third pitch in very often, and going forward, I think it might be something he works on later in his college career once he gets the fastball down. Slider already, a plus pitch. Works off the third base side of the rubber, long side, now the 1-1. That's inside. Did it hit DiPonzio? It got behind him for sure. Looked like it might have hit the back of his leg, and the indication from both DiPonzio and umpire Kyle Katz showed that that did not hit him. So now it's 2-1, 1 out. Nobody on, no score, top second. The native of South Georgia, he's from Macon. Plays at Stetson University in Florida. Quick delay here for Kyle Katz, the home plate umpire, to get a new baseball. And now the 2-1 on the way to DiPonzio, who bats with an open stance, tall from the left side. The 2-1 pitch. Ryan fires. Backdoor breaking ball, cut on and missed, 2-2. Lefties in their alternate blue uniforms with a white stripe, and then navy blue lefties across the chest. Gray numbers with an orange trim and the traveling gray pants. Dark blue caps and the orange PA on the front. 2-2. Fastball down and away. Couldn't get the chase from DiPonzio, who did kneel over a little bit, thinking about swinging. And now back-to-back full counts to start the second. Nobody on, 1 out. No score, top of the second from the Orchard. Jamison has not walked a batter, has struck out 1, but has thrown already 32 pitches here in the second inning with 1 out total on the day. The 3-2 hit hard down the first base line, but foul into the lefties' bullpen and out of play. And now that ball will need to be retrieved by one of the bullpen arms for Port Angeles as that landed in right field. And Johnny Chavez goes to grab that, and now another 3-2 here to Nick DiPonzio after a 9-pitch at-bat to start this inning. This will be the 7th pitch to Nick DiPonzio. And time called by Kyle Katz. The infield and outfield straight away. Brady Hormel at second is on the edge of the outfield grass. Everybody else in on the dirt. Another payoff pitch. Jamison delivers. Hit back to the screen off the top left side. A foul ball makes it 3-2. And we will have an 8th pitch in this long at-bat. No score here in the top of the second. 1 out and the base is empty. Around the West Coast League on the out-of-town scoreboard, Corvallis 3, Kelowna nothing. In the bottom of the 4th, Wenatchee over Bellingham 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th. Cowlitz leading Ridgefield 4-2 in the top of the 5th. 3-2. Line shot right to third where Welch snags to his left. 2 down. Another hard hit ball right at Aiden Welch. But he was in perfect position, fell down to his knees and still held on. And now Ethan Groff will dig in. Groff, a right-handed hitter, bats with the bases clear, 2 outs. No score, top of the second from Yakima. Infield, outfield straight away, normal depth for the Pippins. As the Florida native takes a couple practice swings in from the right side as Kyle Katz, home plate umpire, shouts a few words back to the Pippins dugout. Groff, a slight open stance right side, wags the black bat above his right shoulder. Jamison delivers right on right. And a slider, notches the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. That's Jamison's go-to pitch. He used it for at least half of the 10 strikeouts he had last Friday in Portland. It's sharp with good late break. Gets a lot of swings and misses from both righties and even lefties. The 0-1. A slider at the knees again, 0-2. And that's the sign of a really good breaking ball, when a right-handed pitcher can get swings and misses from left-handed batters. Righty at the plate in Groff, with the bases clear, 2 outs. No score, top of the second. Ryan Jamison facing Ethan Groff, the center fielder, batting .192, a homer and 6 RBIs. J-Mo looking for his second punch-out. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball, hit left side. Welch, the third baseman, back on it, waits for it. Fields throws to first in time. And it's a long inning, but it is a 1-2-3 inning as we go to the bottom of the second inning. No score here at the Orchard on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic is now open and accepting new patients. Services include family medicine, women's health, mental health, and after-hours care. The Grandview Clinic is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week to best serve you and your loved ones. Walk-ins are welcome, and se habla español. This is how we care.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Aiden Welch leads off for the Pippins. We go to the bottom of the second, no score. Here's the first pitch from righty Nate Wheeldryer. A fastball at the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 on Welch, hitting .343 on the year. No homers and 5 RBIs for the Pippins third baseman, who saw plenty of action defensively the first half of this inning, the top half. The 0-1. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, 0-2. Welch has reached in 9 consecutive games after a 2-for-4 performance on Sunday in Portland. Of course, that counting West Coast League stats only. 2-strike pitch. Slider misses outside, 1-2. Nate Wheeldryer, who worked a 1-2-3 bottom of the first, got 3 groundouts on the infield. Fugit even with the grass at third, rest of the infield deep. 2-strike pitch. And there's another slider that misses in the left-handed batter's box, well outside, 2-2. Second inning brought to you by Pingree Ford, your trusted Ford dealership in Sela with extensive new and pre-owned inventory. Visit Pingree Ford at 102 West Natchez Avenue in Sela when you're looking for your next vehicle. 2-2 fastball, cut on and missed, tailing high and outside, a good rise on that heater. And Wheeldryer has his first strikeout, 1 away in the bottom of the second inning. And now the base is empty, 1 away for Greg Fuchs in a scoreless game, bottom of the second. Greg in the DH spot today in his return to the lineup in the regular season. First time in nearly 2 weeks. Righty delivers, and a fastball misses letter high. 1 ball, no strikes on Greg, who did return in non-league action yesterday after missing about 2 weeks with a concussion he suffered in Corvallis. Went 2-for-4 in that game, scored a couple of runs, had a double. Watches a fastball in the outer third for a strike. 1-1 from Wheeldryer, the right-hander out of Auburn, Washington. Recently graduated from Auburn Mountain View High School. Kicking the 1-1. Fuchs watches a changeup, down and away, 2-1. That one just barely missed. Nobody on, 1 out, no score, bottom of the second. Auburn Mountain View, one of the rivals of Justin Jacobs, Pippin's first base coach. He went to Auburn Riverside High School in the Seattle area. The 2-1. Fastball at the letters for a strike. 2-2. Will Dreyer, who was ranked as the 7th best prospect in the state of Washington for the 2019 draft by Baseball America, did not get selected. Will go to UW in the fall. And he gets Fuchs swinging and missing at a low fastball. Back-to-back Ks to start the second. And Tyler Dean will bat with 2 out. And this was a banner year for high school prospects in the state of Washington in 2019. Many of whom will get to campus. First pitch to Tyler Dean, a fastball up high. Infield, outfield straight away, normal depth. No score here, bottom of the second. Dean making his first West Coast League at bat. 2 outs, and the bases are clear. Corbin Carroll, who was signed to play for the Pippins, was the 16th overall pick by the Diamondbacks. The 1-0. Dean watches a slider down and in, 2-0. Nobody on, 2 outs, no score, bottom second. Joshua Mears, a high school outfielder from Federal Way, drafted and signed by the Padres in the 2nd round. Brock Jones, a lefty from Chehalis, signed with the Diamondbacks in the 16th round. 2-0 fastball, misses away, 3-0. And then, of course, a talented crop of freshmen that will make it to campus. Carter Young from Sela, headed to Vanderbilt. Former Pippin Henry Gargis. Will Dreyer, Owen Cobb. 3-0, fastball up high, ball 4. And Tyler Dean reaches on a 4-pitch walk with 2 outs, the first base runner of the ball game for Yakima Valley. Base is clear, or runner on first, 2 down. No score, bottom of the second. Here's Luke Schwartz. Looking to turn to first, and here's the bell tie set from Will Dreyer with Fugit in at third. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Luke hitting a .138. No homers and 7 RBIs on the year. A couple of talented catchers that'll make it to campus as well. Ben Stack, headed to Oregon State, a native of Mill Creek, Washington. And then Ellensburg's Jaden Bugney, who's headed to WSU in the fall. The 0-1, a slider that misses down and away, 1-1, and so far Will Dreyer has not been able to locate that slider for strikes. 1-1 on Schwartz. Dean at first after a 2-out walk. No score here in the bottom of the second. And the right-hander kicks out of the stretch, delivers, and there's a soft ground ball, foul off of Schwartz's foot. And at the third base line, now it's 1-2 on Luke. 1-2, 2 down, and the Pippins first base runner of the game, Tyler Dean at first. He's also the go-ahead run in a technical sense here in a scoreless ball game. Again, a 4 games in 3 days series. Single game tomorrow, doubleheader Sunday. The 1-2. Slider hit on the ground over the head of the third baseman Fugit, and it bounces into left field for a base hit. That was hit so high and so hard that even a leap and a stretch from the 6'1" Fugit wasn't able to grab it. And the Pippins have their first base hit of the game. And now Brett Wells will dig in with 2 on, 2 out. No score, bottom of the second. Brett, the right-handed hitter, who has not played in a few days with James Bell back for the Pippins, gave Brett's knees a couple of days off. Righty hitting .207, no homers and 1 RBI this season. Here's the set from Will Dreyer, right on right. His first pitch out of the stretch, a fastball that misses down and away, a ball and no strikes. Left-hander Eddie Pelk waiting in the on-deck circle. Two on, 2 out. Kick and the pitch. Righty deals. And there's a foul right back to the top of the backstop, and it's 1-1 to Wells. 2 on, 2 out. No score, bottom second. Pippins had back-to-back strikeouts off Will Dreyer to start this inning, and then Dean drew a 4-pitch walk. Schwartz singled on a bouncing ground ball that was hit high over the third baseman Fugit's head. And now Ryan Jamison, who has spent some time on the sideline, or in the dugout, excuse me, is warming up in the bullpen for the Pippins. Bending breaking ball misses inside, 2-1. That was more of a curveball look. The scouting reports that I read on Wheel Dryer states that his breaking ball doesn't really have a clear shape right now. It's kind of slurvy, mixes between a curve and a slider, but it's got the potential in the future to be an above-average pitch. Also works with a changeup and the high 80s, low 90s fastball, the 2-1. Swing and a miss at a low fastball, 2-2, and now Garcia faked the throw to second where Tyler Dean belly flopped back into second. And now he has a little laugh of it as he took a kind of awkward slide back into the bag. Dirtied up his jersey, those home whites. Pretty bad. That one's going to see the laundry tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Deuce is wild here at the Orchard. No score, bottom of the second. And Brett Wells back to the dish. He has struggled a little bit at the plate lately, but has shown the ability to hit for some power when necessary early in his Pippins tenure. The 2-2. Wells takes a fastball, tailing away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That was a heck of a take. I think a lot of hitters would have swung at a fastball like that looked really good up until it just left a little too late on the outside corner. Now full count, 2 outs, runners will take off. No score in the bottom of the second. Dean at second, Schwartz at first. Wheel Dryer delivers, and there's a line shot right center field. This one's headed to the gap. Right fielder dives, and DePonzio makes a spectacular diving catch to save a run and end the bottom of the second inning. What a play by Nick DePonzio, and the Pippins strand a couple. No score after 2 here on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions, or for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
Open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever, or the reputation our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
No score after 2. We go to the third here at the Orchard. Damiano Palmigiani to lead it off for Port Angeles. 7, 8, 9 part of the order for the Lefties. Ryan Jamison has faced the minimum through 2. And he gets the well-built right-handed batter out of British Columbia. Right on right with the infield, outfield straight away at normal depth. Here's the first pitch from Jamison. He delivers. And a fastball cut on and missed. Palmigiani was way behind that pitch. And Jamison jumps ahead. No balls and a strike on the Lefties' second baseman. Belt high set, now the 0-1. And a fastball skips in the dirt, down and away. A ball and a strike on Palmigiani. Righty hitting .235, 3 homers and 12 RBIs. Bats with the bases empty, no outs here in the top of the third, no score from the Orchard. Kick and the 1-1. That's inside with a fastball, 2 balls and a strike. Really shouldn't be a scoreless game. In the bottom of the second with 2 outs and 2 on, Brett Wells hit a ball real well out to right center field, but a spectacular diving catch, as time is called from base umpire Brendan Lynch. A spectacular diving catch by Lefties right fielder Nick DiPonzio rendered that should have been extra base hit into nothing. 2-1 the count, nobody on, nobody out. No score in the top of the third inning. The set and the 2-1. Breaking ball high and in. 3 balls and a strike on Palmajani. Out of Cal State Northridge. .313 batter over his last 5 games. Has been swinging the bat a little bit better after a slow last couple of weeks. Here's the 3-1. And there's a soft ground ball hit foul, third base side, 3-2. Bo Henderson is throwing in the Pippins bullpen, but that is just a bullpen session. He is not going to throw in the game today. 3-2 on Palmajani, another long at-bat from a lefties hitter. Jamison hasn't lost many of these battles yet. Nobody on, nobody out, no score, top third. Kick and the 3-2. Slider hit in the air. Medium depth left field. Pelk has room over and in. To his right, reaches up and makes the over-the-shoulder grab. Or the over-the-cap grab, I should clarify. 1 away. And with 1 away, it brings up the catcher, Alex Garcia, who bats here with the bases clear. In the top of the third inning, no score. Right-handed hitter, native of Port Orchard, Washington. Up in the Bremerton area. Puget Sound. No batting gloves for the right-handed hitting catcher. Infield, outfield, straight away, the pitch. Fastball misses a hair inside, 1-0 on Garcia, who's hitting .250, a homer and 4 RBIs. 0-0 ball game, top of the third. 1 out, the base is clear. Jamison sets out of the windup. Pitch on the way. And there's a fly ball, hit foul out of play off to the right, 1-1. Ball and a strike on Garcia, who wears the blue stirrups with orange. It's kind of a darker orange stripe around the bottom. Clutches the bat right near the knob. And he takes a slider on the inner third for a strike, 1-2. Good front door pitch from Jamison, and he's now ahead of Garcia. A ball, 2 strikes. Bases clear, 1 out, no score in the top of the third. And now a quick time, so Pippins pitching coach Rob Hippie can pick up a piece of debris that was scattered towards the Pippins dugout for whatever reason. All grass field here at the Orchard. Grass was cut the other day. It's looking pretty good. Right-hander Michael Buchanan starts to loosen in the bullpen for Port Angeles. The 1-2. There's a slider way outside and low. 2 balls and 2 strikes in the dirt. In fact, count now even on Garcia, who was 1 for 3 in the doubleheader that these two teams played back in Port Angeles on June 26th at Civic Field. Lefties won both ends of that twin bill. 2-2 breaking ball. Got him swinging on an outside breaker. And the second strikeout for Ryan Jamison. The second out here of the last half of the third. And it will bring up the 9-hitter, Trevor Rosenberg, right-handed batter with the bases clear, 2 outs. No score here between the Pippins and the Lefties in the top of the third. Rosenberg, a right-handed hitter. Infield, outfield, straight away, normal depth. Ryan Jamison has retired the last 8 men he's seen after a leadoff single. Rosenberg stands tall, the pitch. Fastball on the outer third for a strike, 0-1. Rosenberg, a defensive wizard at the most important defensive position in the infield. Shortstop, hitting .263, no homers and 8 RBIs. Kick and the 0-1 from Jamison. Fastball misses in the dirt, down and away, 1-1. A good crowd continues to grow here at the Orchard. Much of the third base side is full, especially the front few rows. Lefties bar appears to be popping per usual. Base is clear, 2 outs. No score, top of the third. J-Mo with a 1-1. Here's the pitch. Hit softly off towards the Pippins dugout, third base side, where the young bat boy quickly out to collect, 1-2. You know, you usually would think of Pippins bat boys as quite young. One of the bat boys I met recently, he's 14 years old, which I figured was beyond the age of bat boy and more into playing, but that does not appear to be the case. I guess you're never too old. 1-2 with 2 outs. No score in the third. Here's the pitch. Slider, cut on and miss, got him swinging. And it's a 1-2-3 bottom of the third, or the top of the third for Ryan Jamison with a pair of strikeouts, and we go to the home half of the third inning. No score here on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good, because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or two. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic is now open and accepting new patients. Services include family medicine, women's health, mental health, and after-hours care. The Grandview Clinic is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week to best serve you and your loved ones. Walk-ins are welcome, and se habla español. This is how we care.
Nothing is sweeter for the warm summer months than a great scoop of Baskin-Robbins ice cream. Your Baskin-Robbins store right here in Yakima on South 1st Street proudly supports Yakima Valley Pippins baseball. Make sure you stop by and grab a cup or cone of your favorite Baskin-Robbins flavor at the South 1st location. And then, next time you're at Yakima County Stadium, try out their awesome baseball medley. Baskin-Robbins ice cream and Pippins baseball will make your summer memorable.
Eddie Pelk leads off the bottom of the third for the Pippins. No score here at the Orchard. Man, a quick delay as Kyle Katz, the home plate umpire, barking at Marcus McKimmey. He wants McKimmey in the third base coaching box, and he is really frustrated that McKimmey is not in the coaching box right away. Marcus was down in the bullpen, and he doesn't see the reason why. Wow, now Katz is getting frustrated. He pointed his finger and barked out in an aggressive tone. I'm not really sure what he said, but he was not happy. Pelk at the plate. Here's the first pitch from Nate Wheeldryer, the righty, and a fastball drops in on the inner third for a strike, 0-1. It'll be 9-1-2 for the Pippins here in the third. Pelk, then Parker, then Hormel. Left side of the infield is a little bit in, right side deep here on the lefty Eddie. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses high and away, a ball and a strike on Pelk, who's 3 for his first 9 with the Pippins this year. No homers, no RBIs. Nobody on, nobody out, no score bottom of the third. A lot of zeros so far. Step back, the 1-1 from Wheeldryer. A fastball down and in, 2-1 on Pelk, who was the winning run in the bottom of the 10th inning last night as the Pippins topped the Northwest Honkers 11-10. Scored from second on an Aiden Welch single. 2-1. He takes a hack at a down outside fastball and swings right over it, 2-2. Now the count even. Wheeldryer with 2 strikeouts in 2 scoreless innings today. Was able to strand a couple thanks to some help in the defense in the second. The 2-2. Pelk takes a fastball outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Michael Buchanan, the right-hander, has been warming in the lefties bullpen since the top of the third. 3-2. Hit back to the screen, and it remains full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. No score bottom of the third. On the out-of-town scoreboard, Corvallis 4, Kelowna 1, top of the 5th. Wenatchee over Bellingham 1-0, top 6. Victoria leads Bend 4-0, bottom 5, and Cowlitz 6, Ridgefield 2, bottom 6. 3-2 fastball, high and away, ball 4. And the second walk of the ball game from Will Dreyer. It's a leadoff free pass to Eddie Pelk to start the third. Now with one on, nobody out, no score, bottom of the third. Here's Tanner Parker. Parker, the left-handed batter. Third baseman Fugit, even with a bag at third, clearly shielding against a potential bunt. Rest of the infielders, except for Halligan, who holds it first, over a bit. And Parker squares, but pulls back on a fastball way outside from Will Dreyer, 1-0. That was the 44th pitch of the day from the young, talented right-hander. He's been a bit erratic. 22 strikes, 22 balls. You can clearly tell the talent is there, but this is the type of arm that will need some refinement in the college ranks. But he's got a high ceiling. Bunted down the first base line, but well foul as Parker tried to drag that one and went too far foul. One on, nobody out, no score, bottom of the third. The Pippins looking to manufacture runs given how much of a premium they've come at so far today. Even though the last couple of games in non-league play, the Pippins have scored runs in bountiful amounts. Fugit in on the grass at third. The pitch. Parker squares and bunts it down towards third. Fugit gloves, stumbles with it for a second, but throws on a first for the out. And it's a successful sacrifice for Tanner Parker to move Pelk into scoring position with one out. Fugit played that one real well. He sensed it all the way. And now Brady Hormel in an RBI spot. He's got 4 of them on the year. He bats in a scoreless game here in the bottom of the third with Pelk at second. And one out. And Brady Hormel batting. Infield shifted a tad to the right with the shortstop Rosenberg standing right behind Pelk, keeping him close to the bag. Here's the pitch. Hormel takes a fastball. Dropped in on the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. And the third baseman, Fugit, continues to play a bit in, even with a bag. Palmajani at second. Almost in a pull shift, but not exactly. He's on the edge of the dirt. The outfield is deep and straight away. Hormel, 4 RBIs on the year. Pelk takes off for third. The pitch is down low, and Garcia could not hold on to it. Oh, man, Alex Garcia, the catcher, might have had a throw at second, but he could not keep it on the transfer. That pitch was called a strike, so now it's 0-2. But Pelk takes third. And Eddie with his second stolen base of the year. He's 2 for 2 on the season. And the infield comes in for Port Angeles. No score, bottom of the third. Pelk at third, 1 out. And an 0-2 count on Brady Hormel. All 4 infielders in on the grass. The 2-strike offering. Hormel takes it back to a breaking ball down and away. Really good job holding up at that slider, and it's a ball and 2 strikes on Brady, who yesterday picked up a couple of hits in non-league play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Go ahead, run at third. 0-0 on the scoreboard. The pitch. Line shot. Diving stop by Rosenberg, the shortstop. He looks Pelk back to third and throws it on to first. And that is why Trevor Rosenberg is such a good defensive shortstop. It's plays like that. He sensed that perfectly. And now the lefties just need to retire Kyle Dean to get out of this inning. But that's no easy task. The reigning West Coast League hit king steps in a scoreless game, bottom of the third. Pelk at third, 2 down. And the infield now backs up considerably with Rosenberg on the outfield grass at short. Right versus right. Outfield is deep. Here's the pitch to Dean. Breaking ball. Drops in at the letters for a strike, 0-1. That was such a good play by Rosenberg at short. He sensed where that ball was going to be coming. Took a perfect route to it and then did not immediately just gun it to first. He wisely looked Pelk back, then turned and made a strong, accurate throw. The 0-1 comes down and in. Dean shifts his body out of the way of that slider, and it's 1-1. So far, the slider has just not been an effective pitch for Will Dreyer, who can't locate it with any consistency right now. The fastball has been his out pitch. Count even on Dean, 1-1. 2 down, Pelk at third. No score, bottom third. Here's the set at the belt. Righty delivers out of the stretch. And Dean hits it softly, foul, out of play over the seats down the first base line, 1-2. Will Dreyer, who was originally committed for over 2 years to Purdue University, but when pitching coach Elliot Kribbe, who used to be the pitching coach at Seattle University, left a couple of weeks ago for Washington, his alma mater. Will Dreyer followed him there, along with Lefties catcher Tommy Takayoshi, who was also going to Purdue, now headed to Montlake in Seattle. Beautiful campus, beautiful stadium. The 1-2, a fastball down and away, 2-2. It's right on the water, right near the football stadium, Husky Stadium. Beautiful part of Seattle. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Eddie Pelk at third. Here in a scoreless game, bottom of the third. And Dean steps out to think for a moment. Taps the plate twice, readies from his open stance right side. Will Dreyer with the 2-2. He pitches. And a breaking ball hit on the ground, a shortstop. Rosenberg to his right, collects, shuffles on to first. The throw is low, but collected by Halligan. And the inning draws to a close. Pippins strand 1 on a leadoff walk at third. We are through 3. No score here from the Orchard on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Call this home, that's where I belong, that's where I belong. Call this home, that's where I belong, that's where I belong.
Finding the right home is inspiring. That's why at Banner, we listen, learn, and help you find the home loan that lets you achieve your dreams.
That's where I belong.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce 2 of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Carrying top-notch supplies for more than 70 years in the Yakima Valley. Your hometown Ace Hardware stores in Yakima and Natchez provide attentive customer service and the best brands for all your home improvement project needs. Roy's Ace Hardware in downtown Yakima, Hometown Ace Hardware in Tieton Village in Yakima, and Oak Creek Hardware in Natchez also has fishing, hunting, landscaping, and cleaning equipment. Ace Hardware, hardware supplies and competitive prices.
Scoreless through 3 here at Yakima County Stadium. 4th inning brought to you by Les Schwab. They set the standard for tire service more than 65 years ago, and they continue to go out of their way to keep you on your way. With 3 locations in Yakima and Sela, the dedicated professionals at Les Schwab provide useful advice and excellent service every day. At Les Schwab, doing the right thing matters. Ryan Jamison's faced the minimum through 3 in this scoreless ball game, and now he faces the top of the order in the 4th for Port Angeles, leading off with Gavin Rourke. The only hit today for the Lefties. First pitch, slider on the outside corner for a called first strike. Jamison brings the tan glove, set at the belt. Out of the windup. Here's the 0-1. Bunted down the third base line. Jamison fields cleanly, throws on to first, and throws wild to first. Trying to get the speedy Rourke. That throw wasn't even close. And Rourke will take second on the throwing error. And that's now the 3rd time this year that Jamison has made an errant throw on a bunt. It has been a struggle of his, and the speedy Rourke uses his speed to good success. Now Justin Fugit comes to the plate. Nobody out. The go-ahead run at second here in the 4th. Rourke got to second with no outs in the 1st, and then was caught stealing. Runners on the corners. Runners in at the corners. fielders in at the corners, excuse me. Here's the pitch. Fugit shows bunt, pulls back on a fastball down low, 1-0. No reason not to lay down a bunt here. Fugit, the left-handed batter, struck out swinging in his first at-bat against Jamison. He sets. Righty delivers the 1-0. There's a ground ball hit towards third. Past the dive of Welch, it goes into left field. Rourke gets held at third. It's a single from Justin Fugit. Softly hit through the left side. And now Port Angeles has runners on the corners with nobody out here in the top of the fourth. And danger brewing for Ryan Jamison. Powerful Matthew Christian digs in. Runners on the corners, no outs. Top of the fourth, no score. Christian popped out in foul ground in his first at-bat. Even in a scoreless game, I think the Pippins would be content to trade a run for 2 outs here if they can get the West Coast League's league leader in homers to bounce one towards the middle infield. Hormel at second, Parker at short, playing close up the middle. Dean holds Fugit at first. Right on right, first pitch. Christian takes inside with the fastball, ball 1. Christian with the team-high 16 RBIs in just 14 games for the Lefties. Runners on the corners, no outs, no score, top 4. See if Jamison can wiggle his way out of this, the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Got him swinging a sword out there on a breaking ball. And it's 1-1 on Matthew Christian, who, despite the profile, big power, first baseman, doesn't really strike out a whole lot. About 27% of the time this year, which for his profile is average. Quick toss over to first, nothing doing from Fugit. Good speed on the base paths here for Port Angeles. Really couldn't get it any better. Maybe the fastest runner in the league, Gavin Rourke at third. And then Fugit over at first. No score, bottom or top of the fourth. Another toss over. And again, nothing doing from Fugit, whose jersey is now quite dirty. One ball, one strike. Turn and a quick look at first. Now the pitch from Jamison. He sets, kicks, delivers. Breaking ball, rolled foul left side towards the Pippins dugout, and that's good. Because if that gets hit to third, that might score a run. Inning started with a bunt attempt from Rourke that Ryan Jamison threw wide of the first base bag. Allowed Rourke to get to second, then a single from Fugit put him at first. Runners on the corners, no outs. No score, top of the fourth inning. Jamo sets at the belt. Long side, now the 1-2 pitch. Slider taken outside, throw down at first. Dean with a nice stop on a throw from Wells that had a chance to get into right field. Tyler Dean able to get down and cover it, and that's one of the benefits of finally the Pippins have a real first baseman on the roster. They'd been rotating Owen Cobb and Aiden Welch, both middle infielders at first, since injuries struck both Henry Gargas and Daniel Cipriano. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rourke at third, the go-ahead run in a scoreless game. Jamison could really use a strikeout here. The 2-2, Fugit takes off, that pitch is in the dirt, gets through the legs of Wells, and there's no chance of getting Gavin Rourke there. He scores, and Fugit, who is taking off, gets all the way to third after stealing the base. And it's a 1-0 lead for the Lefties here in the fourth, and the second run of the ballgame waiting at third. A wild pitch brings home Gavin Rourke. Fugit takes second on the steal and then gets to third on that wild pitch. And it's 1-0 Port Angeles with another runner waiting at third. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Christian. And Fugit at third, nobody out. Jamison with the pitch. Ground ball rolled foul, third base side. Remains 3-2. 1-0 Port Angeles. Earned run charged to Ryan Jamison as they have changed that call. They said Gavin Rourke reached on a single to the pitcher and then reached second on an error. So that's why it is an earned run as they score it a hit. I think it was fair. Rourke had a shot of beating that out even if Jamison's throw was on target. Here's another payoff pitch to Matt Christian. Breaking ball hit foul down the third base line, but well hit. Takes a couple of skips off a table at lefties and out of play. And it's now still 3-2, and Jamison, the pitch count really running up there. No outs in the third. This next one will be his 65th pitch of the night. If you get it third, nobody out in a 1-0 ball game, top of the fourth. J-Mo looking for that fourth punch out. Here's the 3-2. Breaking ball, down and away, ball 4, and he could not get a chase on the slider. And a walk puts runners on the corners. Again, nobody out for Baxter Halligan. And now, pitching coach Rob Hippie out to the mound for a visit with Jamison, who, after 3 super sharp innings to start things off, has hit a rough patch here in the fourth. Runners on the corners, no outs. In a 1-0 ball game, Port Angeles leading in the top of the fourth. Elsewhere on the out-of-town scoreboard, Corvallis leading Kelowna 6-0. And something must have changed because earlier in this game, Kelowna had a run. Now they don't. So that is interesting as this mound visit draws to a close. Victoria leads Bend 6-1 in Bend. Cowlitz leading Ridgefield 7-2 in Ridgefield. And man, the Cowlitz Black Bears off to a hot start to the second half. Bellingham trailing Wenatchee 1-0 in Wenatchee, that game in the top of the 7th inning. Runners on the corners, no outs. 1-0 Port Angeles leading here in the top of the fourth. And left-handed batting Baxter Halligan digs in. Middle infield, the double play depth. Welch even with the bag at third. Dean holds it first, and there's a hard line drive. Deep left field. Pelk backpedals, reaches up and makes the catch just shy of the track. But it will easily bring home Fugit from third on his sacrifice fly. And it is 2-0 Port Angeles here with 1 out in the fourth. And now Nick DePonzio will dig in. Pelk able to track down that ball, but it does lead to a run coming in to score. Christian stays at first, 1 out, as Jamison ties his left shoe off the third base side of the rubber. Ground ball could now end this inning. 2-0 Lefties advantage, top of the fourth. 1 on, 1 out for Nick DePonzio, the left-handed swinger. Jamison sets at the belt. Middle infield, double play depth. Slight lead off of first for Christian. As the first pitch fouled off of the end of the bat and back to the backstop. 0-1 on DePonzio, who lined out sharply to Welch, the third baseman, in his first at-bat. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Runner takes off. Wells will throw down a second in plenty of time, but Parker couldn't get the tag in ahead of the slide. And Christian is safe. That was a decent throw by Wells, but Parker could not slap the tag on Christian in time, and he was clearly into the bag safely on a play he really should have been thrown out at. And the big bulking first baseman has a stolen base, his 6th of the year. He is not slow for his size. 0-1 on Halligan. Runner at scoring position, 1 out. Lefties with 2 runs in this inning. They lead 2-0. Jamison turns and looks to second. Now the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at a low fastball, and it's 0-2 on Halligan. The left-handed hitter who plays at, or played, past tense, for Pippins, or excuse me, Lefties. Head coach Darren Westergaard at Skagit Valley Junior College. The 0-2. Soft ground ball, right side of the infield. Hormel, the second baseman, charges in, grabs it at the belt, flings it to first in time. But that does allow Halligan or excuse me, that does allow Christian to move to third. And now it's 2 outs for Ethan Groff. Groff bats in a 2-0 ball game. Top of the 4th inning. Runner at third in the bottom, the top of the 4th. Here's the first pitch. Slider misses down and away, 1-0. Groff bounced out to third in the 2nd in his first at-bat. Two runs across this inning for Port Angeles on a wild pitch and a sacrifice fly. They lead it 2-0 over the Pippins. Both runs earned. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball in for a strike on the outside corner. And it is 1-1 on Groff. Well-regarded defensive center fielder. Still trying to figure things out with a bat after that second inning ground out, hitting just 190 on the year. Here's the 1-1. Jamison size, kicks, delivers. Breaking ball, spun foul, right side out of play, a ball, 2 strikes. Pippins trailing 2-0, top of the 4th. Here on Military Appreciation Night, fireworks night at the Orchard. A beautiful night for baseball. The lights come on here as the sun begins its descent off the third base side. Jamison looking for that 4th strikeout. The 1-2, a breaking ball that came inside and spun foul out of play right side. And it stays a ball and 2 strikes on Groff. Jamison with his 74th pitch of the night right here. Needs to up the efficiency a tad. The 1-2. Down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and he did a full 360 as he missed with that. 2-2 on Groff. 2 outs. A 2-run 4th so far for Port Angeles. They lead 2-0 top 4. They've got a man standing at third. Matthew Christian trying to be that 3rd run. Two-two. Ground ball hit to shortstop. Parker over to his right, fields off the ground, throws on a first, and it pulls Dean off the bag, and then a collision at first. He is out. Ethan Groff ran into Tyler Dean, but Dean was able to hold on to the bag with his back foot. And the inning draws to a close. 2 runs for Port Angeles on 2 hits, no errors. They leave 1. It's 2-0 Lefties as we go to the bottom of the 4th here from the Orchard on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Famous hot dogs, served at concession stands throughout the Orchard.
Tailgaters Bar and Grill in Sela offers an upscale dining experience in a relaxed atmosphere in downtown Sela. With savory entrees and specialty drinks, Tailgaters provides something for customers of all ages. Cheer on your favorite team in the restaurant while experiencing 1950s charm with a modern twist. Visit Tailgaters Bar and Grill today, located at 110 East 3rd Avenue at Viking Village in Sela. Tailgaters Bar and Grill.
Right-hander Michael Buchanan takes over on the mound for Port Angeles. The Lefties with a newly minted 2-0 lead, and the right-hander enters to pitch against the 4-5-6 part of the Pippins. Order Buchanan out of Edmonds Community College. The righty, 6 feet tall, 215 pounds. Makes his 7th appearance of the season, 6th out of the bullpen. He is 0-1 on the year with a 9.25 earned run average. He has struck out 14, walked 5 over 11 and 2/3 innings of work and opponents on the season. Hit .250 off of Buchanan, who last pitched on June 20th against Wenatchee. It's been some time since he has appeared in a West Coast League game. In that outing, he allowed 2 earned runs on 3 hits and 2 strikeouts. And he replaces Nate Wheeldryer, who will not be on the hook for a win after pitching just 3 innings, but does leave with the lefties in the lead. And the first pitch here to Aiden Welch, a fastball in the inside corner for strike 1. Welch, Fuchs, Dean. Here in the bottom of the 4th in a 2-0 ball game, Port Angeles ahead. Kick and the 0-1 from the low slot right-hander. He misses high and in with a breaking pitch, 1-1. Final line on Wheeldryer. He'll take a no decision as he went just 3 innings. 1 hit, did not allow an earned run or a run period. Walked 2 and struck out a pair. Here's the 1-1 to Welch. A curveball misses high and inside. 2 balls and a strike. Aiden struck out in his last at-bat facing the right-hander Wheeldryer. Kick and a 2-1. Soft ground ball down the third base line, foul, 2-2. Buchanan, a graduate of Lake Washington High School in the Seattle area. We saw earlier in the year, before the Pippin season started, the Lake Washington baseball team played here at the Orchard in a state tournament game. The 2-2. Welch swings and misses at a low fastball, strike 3. In fact, he got a piece of it and hit it back into the glove. And Buchanan comes out of the bullpen and gets a strikeout. 1 away. Brings up Greg Fuchs, who's 0 for 1. Base is clear, 1 out, bottom 4. 2-0 Port Angeles ahead. Greg struck out swinging in his first at-bat. The infield deep, especially up the middle, but straight away. First pitch, a fastball right down the middle for a strike. At the knees, it's called, and it's 0-1. Buchanan, the stocky righty, delivers. Misses down and away with a fastball. It is 1-1 from the righty, who's got a black undershirt that covers nearly his entire arms out underneath the blue uniforms for Port Angeles. Haven't seen their road grays yet this season, obviously, as this is their first road game against the Pippins. 1-1, popped up, third base side, foul ground. Fugit over towards the line, runs out of room as that one lands over the fence and out past the Pippins bullpen. And it's 1-2 on Fuchs. Nobody on, 1 out. No score here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Greg hitting from the left side. His return to the lineup in league play after missing nearly 2 weeks with a concussion that he suffered at his own stadium, where he plays his college ball at Goss Stadium in Corvallis. The 1-2. Hard line drive deep down the right field line. Home run distance, but foul. And Fuchs was very close to a homer there. Really admire Greg's dedication lately. The last 2-3 days since the Pippins got back, and since he's been back, he's been here early every single day. 1-2, he swings and misses at a changeup, strike 3. And there's the second out to Greg Fuchs here in the bottom of the 4th. Tyler Dean digs in. The base is clear, 2 away. A 2-0 Port Angeles lead, bottom of the 4th. Left versus right. Infield, outfield, straight away. Middle infielders on the outfield grass. Here's the pitch to Dean. He swings and foul, tips it back off of Garcia's glove. It's 0-1. Yeah, Fuchs, every single day he's been out here early. Getting early swings in, whether it be Justin Jacobs, Pippin's assistant coach throwing to him, whether it be another player. He's been cherishing the opportunity to use the field. There's a changeup on the outer third for a strike. It's 0-2 on Dean, and Buchanan a strike away from striking out the side. Here in the bottom of the 4th, lefties ahead 2-0. Nobody on, 2 outs. Dean holds the bat high above his shoulder to pitch. A breaking ball that misses well outside, 1-2. Buchanan's had a lot of success with a fastball and the changeup in this inning. Not so much with that curveball. He crouches over a lot before he delivers. Out of the windup, leg kick, and the pitch. And that fastball misses high and outside, and the count is even on Dean, 2-2. Tyler walked in his first at-bat on 4 pitches in the second. Younger brother of Kyle. They look exactly the same, the 2-2. High fly ball to center, right at Groff. He doesn't have to move a whole lot. Ambles over a few steps to his right, reaches up and makes the shoulder-high grab. And that is the inning. A 1-2-3, bottom of the 4th for Michael Buchanan out of the Lefties bullpen. And we go to the 5th in a 2-0 ball game here on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good, because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or two. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy. But he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions. Or, for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
Planet Fitness is the one and only judgment-free zone. That means for just $10 a month, you can work out at your own pace and just do you. However you want, whenever you want. Get free fitness training and tons of cardio and strength equipment, plus a totally friendly staff for just $10 a month with absolutely no judgment. We want you to be you for just $10 a month. Come in for a free tour or join online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness. Annual membership fee applies. Participating locations only. See club for details.
2-0, Port Angeles leading the Pippins as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Ryan Jamison back to work, and he'll face Damiano Palmigiani. And then the 8-9 part of the Lefties order here in the 5th. 5th inning brought to you by Denny's, located at 3704 Fruitvale Boulevard in Yakima and 2603 Rudkin Road in Union Gap. Kids eat free at Denny's from 4 to 10 p.m. on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and you can get a 20% off coupon at the Orchard just for attending a game as Palmigiani rips the first pitch foul down the third base line. 0-1. The Pippins are proud to partner with Denny's in Yakima and Union Gap. Right-handed batting, Damiano Palmigiani. Palmegiani. Out of Surrey, British Columbia. 0 for 1 today with a fly out to left field. Infield and outfield play him straight away, normal depth. Jamison out of the windup, off the first base side of the rubber, kicks and deals. There's a fastball in the dirt, a ball and a strike. 2-0 Port Angeles here in the top of the 5th. Nobody on, nobody out. As Mark Wanarobich starts to warm for the Pippins in the bullpen. Kick and the 1-1. Palmigiani takes a slider down and out, 2 balls and a strike. Palmigiani, who was born in Venezuela, but moved with his family to British Columbia when he was 5. As you might have been able to guess, of Italian descent. The 2-1. Slider at the knees for a strike, 2-2. Played sparingly for Cal State Northridge as a freshman. Has already in 25 games eclipsed the amount of at-bats he had in the spring. Drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays in the 35th round of the 2018 draft, his home country team. The 2-2. Breaking ball, hit foul, back out of play right side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. 2-0 Port Angeles, top of the 5th. Palmigiani has 3 homers on the year. He hit all of those in the first 4 games of the season. Hasn't hit a homer since. Wells sets up down and away. J-Mo with a 2-2. Slider, got him swinging. 1 out here in the 5th. 4th strikeout for Ryan Jamison. And it'll bring up Alex Garcia. Garcia hits from the right side. The base is clear, 1 out. 2-0 Lefties on top here, top 5. No batting gloves for the Port Angeles catcher, who struck out swinging against Jamison in his first try. Ryan sets at the belt. Takes a long sigh, now delivers. And a slider misses in the dirt, ball 1. Well, one thing about Jamison that has become, I think, the biggest transition from his college season to now is just getting stretched out more than anything. Kick in the 1-0. There's a fastball down and in. 2 balls and no strikes. He only threw more than 40 pitches in a game once for Cal Poly this spring. Goes over 100 last start. Next pitch will be his 84th of the day. 2-0 Lefties lead, top 5. Nobody on, 1 out. Set and the pitch. Ryan delivers. There's a slider that drops in front door for a strike at the knees, 2-1. And the thing about Jamison particularly is that the way that Cal Poly used him in the spring was a little staggered. He pitched several times in the start of the season, had some freshman struggles, then barely pitched throughout March and April. Kick and the 2-1. There's a slider that misses down and out. 3 balls and a strike. Nobody on, 1 out. Top of the 5th. It's a 2-0 Port Angeles lead. He made 6 of his 13 appearances this year in the month of May. Had a .74 ERA in those appearances after an ERA near 15 in his first 4 games. 3-1 pitch. Fastball down low, ball 4. And Garcia draws a walk, the second of the day issued by Jamison with 1 out. Now with 1 on, 1 out, it'll bring up the slick fielding shortstop Trevor Rosenberg. Right on right matchup here with the lefties leading 2-0 in the top of the 5th. Rosenberg struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Skinny middle infielder stands tall from the right side, very slight crouch of the knees, closed off stance. Jamison out of the stretch fires and drops in a fastball on the outside corner, a called first strike. Jamison, who made his debut for the Pippins in relief, allowed an unearned run and took the loss on June 18th against Kelowna. Since then has been in the rotation, and hard to see that changing the rest of the year. The 0-1. Slider that misses way outside, and Garcia lumbers back into first after taking a wide lead. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out. 2-0 Lefties lead, top 5. Bell tie set and the pitch. Jamison delivers and hits this one foul third base side. I was thinking of Aiden Welch at the third base bag. It's now 1-2 on the 9-hitter for Port Angeles. Right-hander Mark Wanarovich continuing to throw in the bullpen for the Pippins. I think ideally Yakima Valley would have liked Jamison to get through 6 or 7, but if they can get him through 5, better than some of the recent outings on the mound. 1-2 pitch. Fastball down below the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Rosenberg. Out of Carlsbad, California. Nice city on the coast near San Diego. Plenty of San Diego flair on both of these rosters, and a lot of guys who know each other. You'd think a big city, but the baseball scene is pretty tight connected. 2-0 Lefties, top 5. 1 on, 1 out. The 2-2. Slider misses outside, 3-2. The 2 Dean brothers for the Pippins are from San Diego. Joe McGreasy is a San Diego native. And then Jack Gonzalez from the suburb of Oceanside. That's 4. 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball, hit foul, right side, lifted out of play. It stays 3-2. 1 on, 1 out. 2-0. Lefties lead here in the top of the 5th. And for Port Angeles, they've got Frankie Scalzo, who's down from that area, along with Rosenberg, who knows McGreasy quite well, Joe was telling me. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him on a slider. 2 down. Took him 7 pitches, but Jamison able to set down Rosenberg for his 5th punch out. 2 away. And now back to the top of the order for the speedy Gavin Rourke, who's 2 for 2. Rourke hits from the left side. 1 on, 2 outs. 2-0 Port Angeles, top 5. Welch in at third. Here's the pitch. Rourke takes a fastball high and away. And it's 1-0 on the speedster, who scored the first run of this game an inning ago after a bunt single and then advanced up to second on an error. Would later score on a wild pitch. Slight lead off of first for Garcia with 2 down. Pippins trail 2-0 the pitch. Rourke lifts this one right center field, fairly well hit. Schwartz over to his left, has room in the gap, reaches up and makes the grab. And the inning comes to a close. Lefties strand 1 on a walk. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 Port Angeles leads on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Call this home. That's where I belong. That's where I belong. Call this home. That's where I belong. That's where I belong.
Finding the right home is inspiring. That's why at Banner, we listen, learn, and help you find the home loan that lets you achieve your dreams.
That's where I belong.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
He grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or 2. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Luke Schwartz leads off the bottom of the 5th here for the Pippins. 7, 8, 9 in Yakima. The Pippins trailing Port Angeles 2-0 here in the 5th. Right-hander Michael Buchanan back to the bump after a scoreless 4th out of the pen. Right on right, he delivers the first pitch, and Schwartz takes a changeup at the knees for a called strike. Here's the set, tan glove ready at the belt. Buchanan twists and delivers the 0-1, and there's a line shot over the head of the shortstop, Rosenberg, into left field. And it's a leadoff single for Luke Schwartz. He's got 2 hits on the day, the only 2 for the Pippins. A leadoff base runner here in the 5th. Now Brett Wells digs in. He was robbed of extra bases in his first at-bat back in the 2nd. Bats here with 1 on, no outs. 2-0, Pippins trail, bottom 5. First pitch. Swing and a miss at an outside off-speed pitch. That was a really filthy changeup from Buchanan. And it's 0-1 to Wells, with the third baseman Fugit even with a bag over at third. And the middle infield of Rosenberg and Palmajani at double play depth. Slight lead off of first for Schwartz, very slight. He does have good speed, but doesn't run a lot. Slider misses down and away to Brett, and it's 1-1. Wells hit a fly ball to right center field with 2 on and 2 out in the second, and Nick DePonzio, charging to his right, dove and made a fantastic catch. And stole extra bases from Wells. Kicking the 1-1. Swing and a miss on an outside breaking ball, 1-2. You might be able to hear it now, but it's race time at the Speedway. Down past the right field line, the cars are revving up, and you can hear them running. Schwartz at first, no outs. Tying run at the plate. Pippins trail 2-0. The 1-2 to Wells. Swings and misses at a high fastball. Strike 3, and the third strikeout for Buchanan. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Now Eddie Pelk will dig in. Swings it from the left side. 1 on, 1 out. Pippins trail 2-0, bottom 5. Pelk walked, made it to third, and was left stranded in the third. Buchanan out of the stretch, works quickly, delivers. Schwartz takes off, heads down to second. Garcia's throw well off the line, but it wasn't going to get him anyway. And Luke Schwartz slides into second with a double. Or excuse me, wow, with a stolen base. Schwartz is second of the year. And now a runner in scoring position, 1 out, and a 1-0 pitch on the way to Eddie Pelk. Pippins trail 2-0, bottom 5. Quick look to second, the pitch. Change up on the outer third, a called strike, and it's 1-1 on Pelk. Small pull shift to the right side for Pelk. Second baseman Palmajani deep on the outfield grass, and Rosenberg, the shortstop, only 4 to 5 steps to the left to second. Pelk swings right over a breaking pitch, and it's now 1-2 on Eddie, who has not really punished the ball yet in his first couple of games with the Pippins, but you can tell he knows how to swing it. Also a really talented pitcher, but he won't throw for the Pippins this summer. The 1-2. Breaking ball on the outside corner, strike 3 called. Buchanan spots it perfectly. Eddie Pelk has some words for home plate umpire Kyle Katz, and he's got to watch what he says here. Katz takes off the mask, barks a few words back, and Pelk makes the trot back to the dugout. 4 strikeouts for Buchanan, 2 outs here in the 5th. And now left-handed batting Tanner Parker will dig in. Man at second, 2 outs. Pippins trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Parker with a 2-stride lead off of second. The infield shifted to the right against him. Same positioning as the last batter. First pitch popped up high in the air, out of play. Left side over the concourse, 0-1. Parker is 0 for 1 today, has grounded out and hit into a sacrifice in 2 trips to the plate. Palmajani on the outfield grass at second. Rosenberg keeping Speedy Schwartz close to the bag. Base hit could cut this to a 1-run game. The 0-1. Parker spikes it right back to the screen, 0-2. Left-hander Jordan Banholzer, a tall lefty out of Northern California, had to be gunned to toss in the Pippins in the lefties bullpen. He's now jogging back to the dugout. The 0-2 with the man at second, 2 down. Pitch to Parker. Popped up, back foul out of play over the press box and into the concourse. And Buchanan stays ahead in the count here, no balls and 2 strikes. 2-0 lefties lead bottom 5. 2 outs and a man at second for the Pippins, Luke Schwartz, after a leadoff single into left center. Buchanan rests his tan glove on his upper thigh, now sets left foot ahead of his right off the third base side of the rubber. Delivers quickly and misses up high with a changeup, 1-2. Michael Buchanan entered this game with a 9.25 ERA. In 6 appearances, only 1 was scoreless. Only 2, excuse me. And he'd given up 5 or more runs in 2 different outings. The 1-2. Parker grounds it foul, third base side. Kind of took a half swing at that and was able to spike it off to the left. And to add insult to injury, Buchanan had not pitched in a league game in 3 weeks. Last appeared June 20th against Wenatchee. Schwartz at second, 2 down. 2-0 Pippins trail, bottom 5. Righty sets. Out of the stretch, the 2-strike pitch. Parker with a high pop-up. Foul territory. Garcia tosses off the mask, and that one lands in the second row of the seats, just next to the Pippins dugout. And Tanner keeps himself alive with the 5th foul ball of this at-bat. One ball, 2 strikes on Parker. 2 outs and Schwartz at second. Pippins down 2, bottom 5. Just 2 hits in 4 2/3 innings for Yakima Valley today. Here's the set from the righty. He looks at second, kicks and fires. And Parker swings and foul tips a high fastball back into the glove. Buchanan strikes out 3 consecutive after a leadoff single. And the inning is over. We are through 5 here at the Orchard. Pippins trail 2-0 on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce 2 of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever, or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
We head to the 6th. Mark Wanarobich enters for the Yakima Valley Pippins. The right-hander makes his 9th appearance of the season, and he replaces Ryan Jamison here with the Pippins trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the top of the 6th. Righty out of Yorba Linda, California. Rising junior at Cal State East Bay. 6'2", 185. Record of 3-3 on the year. 4.61 ERA. 25 and a third innings of work. 20 strikeouts to just 3 walks. And opponents hitting .290 off of the righty. Faces left-handed hitting Justin Fugit to lead it off. First pitch, a fastball outside for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Wanarobich kicks and gets a swing and a miss from Fugit on a low fastball, 1-1. 2-0 Pippins trail after 5. We're here in the top of the 6th. And it's 2-3-4 for Port Angeles. Fugit, Christian, and then Baxter Halligan. Long look in. Here's the set in the 1-1. Righty kicks and delivers, and a fastball. Where did that miss? Looked right down the middle. Wells had set up a little outside, had to move his glove in. And now Kyle Katz holds up his hands, talking with Brett Wells about something. And now Wells has some words, and Marcus McKimmey out to talk with Kyle Katz, the home plate umpire. That pitch was right down the middle. And Marcus McKimmey is really mad right now. Remember, he was ejected yesterday, and he is all up in Katz's face. And these two are bickering now. Katz and McKimmey sharing some words right now in a 2-0 ball game. Pippins trail top 6. And now Kyle Katz. McKimmey walks away from Katz, points at him a couple times, and he has been ejected for the 2nd consecutive game. Marcus McKimmey has been tossed here in the top of the 6th. No ejections in 5.5 years, and then Kyle Katz tosses him to make it 2 in 2 nights. Now McKimmey takes off the hat. He is livid. Now that he's been ejected, he is really, really frustrated. He has had it for Kyle Katz, who called a pitch right down the middle of ball. And McKimmey down the first base line. He is had it with Katz. That's now 2 ejections in 2 nights for Marcus McKimmey. He is pointing. He is yelling at Katz. And it seemed like something like that might happen. McKimmey's fuse short tonight after the debacle yesterday. Pitching coach Rob Hippie out to try and defuse the situation. He grabs McKimmey's sunglasses, which have since fallen onto the ground. It's a 2-0 ball game, the lefties leading. And Rob Hippie, for the second straight night, will take over as acting manager. And Rob Hippie now has a word for Brendan Lynch, the field umpire. Katz called a pitch right down the middle of the ball. I totally understand McKimmey's gripe. But Marcus has been tossed for the second straight night. And McKimmey will take over Hippie will take over as acting manager. Now it's a 2-1 count on Fugit. With nobody on, nobody out in the 6th. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss on an outside fastball, 2-2. That's how you bounce back from a bad call. Fire in a fastball in the outside corner. 2-0 Pippins trailing here in the top of the 6th. Base is clear, nobody out. And Marcus is going to get vindicated for this. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him on an outside fastball. There's your vindication. Fugit down on strikes, a pitch later than he should have been. And there's one out here in the 6th. Here's the first pitch to Matt Christian, the 3-hole hitter. Taken outside. One ball and no strikes on Christian with the bases clear, 1 out. The Pippins trailing 2-0 here in the 6th. The pitch. Flied foul right side, 1-1 to the beefy Alabama native, who has walked and popped out on the infield in 2 trips today. The 1-1. Line drive down and away. Or excuse me, a breaking ball down and away. 2-1. 4-game series here this weekend, Pippins and the Lefties. First game on Sunday of a doubleheader begins at 4:35. The 2-1. Christian takes inside, nearly hit him, 3-1. 3-1 on Christian. Marcus McKimmey has been ejected, and unfairly so. 3 balls and a strike. Swing and a foul tip back into the glove, 3-2, and the count is full. 4:35 first pitch for game 1 on Sunday. After a single game tomorrow, 9 innings, 6:35, come out and support. And then the second game on Sunday will begin about 25-30 minutes after the conclusion of game 1. 3-2, up high with a fastball and a 1-out walk issued to Matthew Christian here in the 6th. So Rob Hippie now serving as the acting manager for the remainder of this game. And as we saw last night, Dustin Brader will likely coach first. Justin Jacobs will go and coach third. And unfair of what's happened to Coach McKimmey tonight. Arguing when a ball that was right down the middle was called a ball. 1 on, 1 out. Pippins trail 2-0. Top of the 6th, the pitch. Backdoor breaking ball, cut on and missed by Baxter Halligan, the cleanup hitter for the Lefties, who still hold on to a 2-0 lead here in the 5th. Excuse me, the top of the 6th. 2 runs on 3 hits for Port Angeles. No runs on 2 hits and an error for the Pippins. Wanarabich off the third base side of the rubber. Out of the stretch delivers, and there's a foul off the plate. And it's 0-2 on Halligan, who has bounced out, hit a sac fly in 2 trips today. No balls and 2 strikes. Middle infield, not exactly a double play depth with Hormel at the normal positioning at second, but Parker's closer to the bag. Tyler Dean holds on Christian at first. There's a fastball up high, and it's 1-2. That's kind of a waste pitch, with Wells setting up a bit high. 1 on, 1 out. Pippins trail 2-0 in the top half of the 6th inning. Look over to first. Here's the pitch. Oh, wow, the runner takes off. There's a line shot out to left center field. Pelk over to his left, reaches up, can't get there. That one's headed towards the wall. Christian got a good jump. He's around third. He'll score easily without a throw. It's an RBI double for Baxter Halligan, and Port Angeles extends their lead to 3-0 here in the top of the 6th. As Wanarobich started to stretch, Christian took off, and nobody alerted Wanarobich of that, so he wasn't able to turn and would have easily had him. Now Darren Westergaard, the manager for the Lefties, is upset with Kyle Katz about something. He's coming out to talk with the home plate umpire. I'm not necessarily sure if upset is the right word. He certainly is not as fumed up as McKimmey was earlier in this inning. Again, McKimmey ejected by home plate umpire Kyle Katz after a pitch right down the middle was called a ball. Brett Wells had set up a little bit inside, but what's done is done, and McKimmey, after 5.5 years, no ejections, 2 in 2 nights. It's funny how this game works. 3-0 Lefties, top of the 6th. Man at second, 1 down. Wanarobich turns and looks to second, now kicks and fires. And there's a long, hard drive out to right at Dean. He reaches up, makes the grab, fires towards third, but that's more than deep enough to move Halligan over to third, and Baxter Halligan flies out, Nick DePonzio flies out on 1 pitch. But moves Halligan to third for Ethan Groff. 1 run in this inning for Port Angeles, 2 outs in the top of the 6th. It's a 3-0 Lefties lead. Right versus right. Groff 0 for 2. Couple of groundouts to the left side of the infield today. Wanarobich set at the letters. Leg kick and the pitch. Groff shows bunt, pulls back. That fastball gets to the backstop. Halligan comes in to score on the wild pitch, and it's 4-0 Port Angeles. And then Wells' throw, as he tried to get it back, ended up hitting Baxter Halligan. And Wells a little upset with himself. Might go as a pass ball, actually. We'll see. Either way, the run is in, and it's a 1-0 count on Groff. So another 2 spot for the Lefties, and they lead 4-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. And they do indeed score a pass ball. The 2nd of the year charged to the normally adept behind the plate, Brett Wells. There's a breaking ball in for a strike, 1-1. 2 more runs in for the Lefties here in the 6th. They lead at 4-0. Breaking ball, inside, 2-1. Two balls and a strike on Ethan Groff out of Tulane University, the pitch. He hits this one hard down the right field line, foul, 2-2. Lights on here at the Orchard. Sun is mostly set as we're just past the 9 o'clock hour here Pacific time. Reminder to join us tomorrow, 6:35 first pitch, back to our normal schedule. 6:20 pregame. The 2-2 is a ground ball, hit right side, past the outstretched reach of Dean and into right field for a base hit. And Ethan Groff is pumped up, breaks a long stretch of rough hitting as he throws his hands in the air as he was running down the first base line. He's excited as that opposite field single breaks a rough stretch at the plate for him. Groff had really been struggling at the plate lately, been hitless in his last 6. Was 0 for 15 if you include those first 2 groundouts today. Now Damiano Palmajani steps in. Canadian is 0 for 2 on the day. 1 on, 2 outs. Pippins trail 4-0. There's a pitch down and away. Wells throws off the mask. Nothing doing, and it's 1-0. As we take a look around the West Coast League on the out-of-town scoreboard, Corvallis has opened things up on Kelowna. They lead it 16-4 after a 12-run 6th inning. In the bottom of the 8th. Or excuse me, that game is in the bottom of the 8th. Bellingham 2, Wenatchee 2 in the 9th in Wenatchee. The 1-0, check swing on a slider down and out. Appeal down to second. He did not go, 2-0. Some fans not enthused with that call. Cowlitz improves to 3-0 on the second half. They pick up a 7-2 road win at Ridgefield. And Victoria over Bend. 10-2 the score in that game. At the bottom of the 8th, the Harbor Cats rolling. The pitch. Hard line drive right to shortstop. Parker takes it off a hop, flips it the short way to second, and the inning comes to a close. But a tumultuous top of the 6th for the Pippins. Marcus McKimmey ejected, 2 runs in for the Lefties. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's a 4-0 ball game here on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic is now open and accepting new patients. Services include family medicine, women's health, mental health, and after-hours care. The Grandview Clinic is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week to best serve you and your loved ones. Walk-ins are welcome, and se habla español. This is how we care.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
Schwab is proud to introduce 2 of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Brady Hormel leads off the 6th inning for the Pippins. Four 0 Yakima Valley trailing as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch to Hormel, and there's a high pop-up on the infield into the night sky. Third baseman Groff in. He calls off Rosenberg, the shortstop, reaches out and makes the catch a step or 2 in front of Rosenberg. And Hormel pops out for the first out of the 6th. It'll bring up Kyle Dean, but the base is empty, 1 out. Pippins trailing 4-0. Dean is 0 for 2 today, and he takes a fastball at the letters, or a little bit below for a strike, 0-1. Again, manager Marcus McKimmey ejected in the top half of the 6th inning in this game from Kyle Katz, the 0-1. High pop-up again on the infield. Buchanan, the pitcher, tosses off his hat. Who's got it? It's the first baseman, Halligan, that comes in midway down the first base line, and he makes the catch, and that's 2 infield pop-ups on 3 pitches for 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 6th. And now Aiden Welch will bat. He's 0 for 2. 4-0 Port Angeles leading, bottom of the 6th inning. Base is clear, 2 away for Welch. Infield, outfield, straight away. The infield is playing really deep on Welch. Third baseman Ethan Groff is way back there. First pitch, fouled off to the right. Oh, and it's funny, one of the T-shirts from the T-shirt toss, I didn't even notice this. It's just been hanging at the top of the net. They tried to shoot it up over the cannon, and it managed to lodge itself on the top of the screen. There's a high fly ball out of play right side, 0-2 on Aiden, who has struck out in both trips to the plate tonight. Michael Buchanan entered with a 9.25 ERA. He's trying to throw his 3rd scoreless inning out of the bullpen in relief of Nate Wheeldryer. Lefty and a righty in the bullpen for the lefties. The left-hander is Jordan Banholzer. The righty has a jacket on, so can't see his number. 0-2, a slider down and out. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody on, 2 down. Pippins trail 4-0, bottom of the 6th. Dustin Brader coaching first now. Justin Jacobs moves from first base coach to third base coach after Marcus McKimmy's ejection. The 1-2. Curveball, tap back softly to the mound. Buchanan waits on it, fields. Weird toss over to first, kind of funky looking, but it worked. Dan Welch is retired, and it's an easy breezy. 1-2-3, bottom of the 6th inning for the right-hander Buchanan. We go to the 7th in a 4-0 ball game. Pippins trail here from the Orchard on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions, or, for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
Proudly supports Yakima Valley Pippins Baseball. Make sure you stop by and grab a cup or cone of your favorite Baskin-Robbins flavor at the South First location. And then, next time you're at Yakima County Stadium, try out their awesome baseball medley. Baskin-Robbins ice cream and Pippins Baseball will make your summer memorable.
On to the 7th inning here at Yakima County Stadium, and the right-hander Mark Wanarabich back to the bump to face catcher Alex Garcia to lead things off. 8-9-1 for the lefties here in the 7th. Port Angeles ahead 4-0. Right on right, the first pitch, and Garcia lines this to left. Pelt comes on, he was playing deep, he dives, and it bounces off of his glove and then in front of him for a base hit. So Alex Garcia with a leadoff single on the first pitch of the top of the 7th inning, and he has reached for the 2nd time today. That'll bring up Trevor Rosenberg, the shortstop. Right on right, here's the pitch to Rosenberg. Out of the stretch, that one's lined deep down the right field line. Dean back to his left, he doesn't get there. It bounces off the wall and takes a weird ricochet away from Dean. Garcia held at third. It's a double for Trevor Rosenberg, and back-to-back hits on the first 2 pitches of the top of the 7th off of Mark Wanarabich. And 2 in scoring position. Nobody out for the top of the order in Gavin Rourke, who's had a nice day. And Rosenberg crushed that. Not much of a hitter at all. His value is entirely in his defense, but he smashed that ball opposite field off the wall. Some parks, that might have been a home run. That's probably a home run at Port Angeles' field. Well, now 2 in scoring position, nobody out. The top of the 7th inning, 4-0 Pippins trail. The infield comes in for the left-handed hitting Rourke. First pitch. Rourke takes a fastball at the knees for a strike from Wano. Counts 0-1. Mark gave up 2 runs in his first inning of relief in the 6th. Base hit here could make it 2 more runs. Pippins offense has gotten nothing going tonight. Step off the rubber. And quick talk out here as Brett Wells will jog out to the mound to talk with Wanarabich. Give you another quick look at the West Coast League scoreboard. Corvallis. These lefties snapped their winning streak on Tuesday. Yeah, they're come back with a vengeance. 18-4, they lead Kelowna in the 8th. Bellingham and Wenatchee, bottom of the 9th, in a 2-2 score. Victoria leading Bend 11-2 in the top of the 9th. 2 in scoring position after a single and an opposite field double. Nobody out in the top of the 7th. Pippins trailing 4-0. All 4 infielders on the grass. Garcia at third, Rosenberg at second for the lefties. Wanarobich off the third base side of the rubber, the 0-1. Rourke with a soft ground ball, back to the mound. Wanarobich leaps, stabs, throws to first in time. Nice play, Mark Wanarobich. Both runners have to hold. And there's one key out here in the 7th. And after that key play, here's Justin Fugit. It was his at-bat in the 6th that got Marcus McKimmey tossed after a pitch right down the middle was called a ball. Infield in. 2 runners on with 1 out. Pippins trail 4-0 in the 7th. The pitch home. Fugit takes. Down and away, ball 1 with a fastball. Fugit has struck out twice and also singled through the left side. Again, the infield remains in. Wanarobich peers in. Readies and delivers the 1-0. Breaking ball cut on and missed, 1-1. Pippins down 4-0, just 2 hits today, both coming from Luke Schwartz. One and one the count. Here's the pitch. Fugit hits it softly, shallow left. Pelk comes on, makes the catch. Runner tags from third. Here's the throw, and he wisely holds up as Pelk fires a strike to the cutoff. 2 outs, and Wanarobich might get out of this. After the first 2 pitches of the inning were sent out to left and then to right, Wanarobich has gotten a soft ground ball and a soft fly ball. 2 in scoring position, 2 down. Pippins trail 4-0, and the powerful right-handed bat of Matthew Christian digs in. Two walks today for Christian. Another mound visit here from Wells to give a quick word to Wanarobich. Now Brett will jog back behind the plate. 4-0 lefties in the top of the 7th inning. 4 runs on 7 hits for Port Angeles. No runs on 2 hits. And 1 error for the Pippins. Beautiful night at the Orchard. Post-game fireworks to follow. Here's the delivery. And there's a high pop fly, foul right side, 0-1. Again, thought maybe walking Christian intentionally here would be a possibility, given that he's the league leader in home runs, but guy on deck, Baxter Halligan's having a nice day too. 0-1 on Christian, 2 in scoring position. With 2 outs here in the 7th, the pitch. A fastball misses up high for a ball, and it is 1-1 on Christian. Garcia led off the inning with a single to left. He's at third. Rosenberg doubled off the wall in right. He's at second. Since then, a soft ground out and a soft fly out. The 1-1 pitch. Christian swings and misses at an inside fastball. Strike 2. And it's 1-2 on Matthew Christian, the most powerful hitter in the lineup, with more home runs on the season than the Pippins have as a team. Long look in from Wano. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball tails away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 in scoring position, 2 out in the top of the 7th inning. Pippins trailing 4-0 and can't understate how important this out would be here. The difference between 4-0 and 6-0, massive in this spot. 2-2 pitch. Popped up, shallow right, Dean over to his left. Towards the line he goes, has room, and right on the right field line, he makes the catch. And the Pippins escape a jam. 2 in scoring position, nobody out, and nobody scores for the lefties. Stretch time here at the Orchard. 4-0, Yakima Valley trails on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good, because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or 2. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic is now open and accepting new patients. Services include family medicine, women's health, mental health, and after-hours care. The Grandview Clinic is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week to best serve you and your loved ones. Walk-ins are welcome, and se habla español. This is how we care.
Pippins.
Carrying top-notch supplies for more than 70 years in the Yakima Valley. Your hometown Ace Hardware stores in Yakima and Natchez provide attentive customer service and the best brands for all your home improvement project needs. Roy's Ace Hardware in downtown Yakima, Hometown Ace Hardware in Tieton Village in Yakima, and Oak Creek Hardware in Natchez also has fishing, hunting, landscaping, and cleaning equipment. Ace Hardware. Hardware supplies and competitive prices.
We go to the bottom of the 7th, and some fans happy as that T-shirt that had been lodged on the top of the net behind home plate has been dislodged, and a young girl has gotten the T-shirt. Nick Israel to lead off the bottom of the 7th, a pinch hitter here against right-hander Michael Buchanan. Lefties leading it 4-0. Israel pinch hits for Greg Fuchs in the first pitch to the switch hitter batting left. He is on the outside corner for a strike. Nick entering today, hitting .250 on the season. No homers and 1 RBI, the 0-1. Checks his swing on an outside breaking ball. Home plate umpire Kyle Katz made the call himself. He went around. And it is no balls and 2 strikes on Israel, replacing Fuchs, who was 0 for 2. Again, Rob Hippie, Pippins pitching coach, the acting manager right now. Marcus McKimmey ejected earlier in this game. 0-2 fastball misses a hair outside, 1-2. Tyler Dean waiting on deck, and then Luke Schwartz would follow him in this bottom of the 7th. Pippins just 2 hits today, the 1-2 pitch. Israel with a hard ground ball towards second base. Palmajani fields, throws on to first in time, and there's 1 out. Tyler Dean will now bat. Pippins trail 4-0, bottom 7. Dean 0 for 1 in his West Coast League debut, a walk and a fly out to center field. Michael Buchanan entered today with a .925 ERA, 3 1/3 scoreless innings for the Kirkland native. His first pitch right on left. A changeup floats in on the outer third for a called first strike to Dean. Buchanan leans over, works off the middle of the rubber, drops back, leg kick pitch. High and away with a breaking ball, 1-1. And one of the biggest reasons that Buchanan's been able to be successful tonight is a ton of soft contact and just throwing a lot of pitches in the strike zone. No walks in 3 1/3 frames. Here's the kick and the 1-1. Dean swings and misses on a low fastball, 1-2. But not even that. Not even no walks from Buchanan. How about this? He has not encountered a 2-ball count since the 3rd batter he faced in this outing. This is the 12th man he's faced. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, his 6th strikeout. And again, he does not encounter a 2-ball count. 2 down here in the 7th. What a phenomenal performance by Michael Buchanan. Now Luke Schwartz digs in, base is empty, 2 outs. Pippins trail 4-0, last of the 7th. Here's the kick and the pitch to Schwartz. He bunts this down the third base line. It's a good one, but it rolls foul. 2 outs. Luke, who's 2 for 2 today, tried to lay one down, but could not get it in fair territory. And the count now 0-1. 4-0, Port Angeles leading. 6:35 first pitch tomorrow, and then a doubleheader on Sunday. 2 7-inning games beginning at 4:35. At the second game to follow 30 minutes after the conclusion of the first game. And then Monday off, Bend in town. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 0-1 slider down and out. A ball and a strike on Luke Schwartz. Single through the left side in the second inning. Singled into left center in the 5th. He bats here, the base is clear, 2 down. Pippins trailing 4-0, last of the 7th. Here's the 1-1. Fastball in the dirt, and Schwartz ahead in the count, 2-1. Luke really been seeing the ball better at the plate. Batting average up to 159. Given his struggles, that's quite good. And he continues to hit the ball well. Trying to reach for the 3rd time today, the 2-1. Takes in the dirt, ball 3. And I had mentioned that Buchanan had not even faced a hitter in a 2-ball count since the 4th. We're in the 7th. Now he's behind 3-1 on Luke Schwartz. And if he can turn the offense on, what a valuable player he'll be, the 3-1. On the inside corner, a fastball for a strike, 3-2. He's already the best defensive center fielder we've seen in this league. Has great reads, great speed, a good arm, and the most important defensive position maybe behind shortstop. If he can start to turn the offense on, he'll be a star. Base is empty, 2 away. Pippins down 4 in the 7th. The full count pitch. Schwartz hits it high in the air, left center field. Sends over Rourke. The left fielder called off by Groff in center. Over in the gap, he reaches up and makes the grab to retire the side. Buchanan has set down 9 in a row. It's a 1-2-3 7th, and we go to the 8th. Pippins down 4-0 here at the Orchard on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Call this home, that's where I belong, that's where I belong. Call this home, that's where I belong, that's where I belong.
Finding the right home is inspiring. That's why at Banner, we listen, learn, and help you find the home loan that lets you achieve your dreams.
That's where I belong.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce 2 of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Tailgaters Bar and Grill in Sela offers an upscale dining experience in a relaxed atmosphere in downtown Sela. With savory entrees and specialty drinks, Tailgaters provides something for customers of all ages. Cheer on your favorite team in the restaurant while experiencing 1950s charm with a modern twist. Visit Tailgaters Bar and Grill today, located at 110 East 3rd Avenue at Viking Village in Sela. Tailgaters Bar and Grill.
For nothing, Pippins trail. We go to the 8th here at the Orchard, and left-handed hitting cleanup man Baxter Halligan to lead it off here in the 8th. Then Nick DePonzio and Ethan Groff for the lefties. Here's the set from Wanarovich, out for his 3rd inning of relief, and his first pitch to Baxter Halligan, a backdoor breaking ball that came too far inside, and it's 1-0. Halligan is 1 for 2 today with an RBI double, a sac fly, and a 5-3 ground out in 3 trips. 4-0, lefties ahead in the 8th. Kicking the 1-0. Fastball taken down low for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Halligan out of Portland, Oregon. Originally from Bend, Oregon. Both West Coast League markets. And he plays for the team that is not in either market. Kicking the 2-0. Line shot down the left field line, foul. Well out of play. His connection is he's the former player of Darren Westergaard, who coaches at Skagit Valley College up in Northwest Washington and Mount Vernon near Bellingham. And Halligan was there this past year. We'll head to Point Loma Nazarene in sunny Southern California in the fall after a freshman year spent at Northern Colorado. The 2-1 pitch. Hit hard, foul, wow, off the top of the screen, and then it ricocheted into the seats. A fan not paying attention could have been drilled. It's now 2-2. And an interesting progression for Halligan, who's a two-way guy, who was mostly a pitcher as a freshman at Northern Colorado, and kind of split between the two for Skagit Valley this year and is mostly hit for the Lefties this summer. Was a lefty last summer, too, and was mostly a pitcher then. The 2-2. Halligan takes in the dirt, 3-2. Of course, there could be more to this story that we don't know, injuries and whatnot. But only 4 1/3 innings this year for the Lefties. Hasn't pitched since June 13th. Nobody on, nobody out. Pippins trail 4-0, top 8. And Halligan trying to work a leadoff walk and reach base for the 3rd time tonight. Wonarobich off the third base side of the rubber, leg kick, and delivers. And there's a hard ground ball through the left side, past Aiden Welch, and into left field for a leadoff single, and Halligan works a leadoff base knock to bring up the 5-hole hitter, Nick DePonzio. Four 0 Lefties lead, top of the 8th. They've got 4 runs today on 8 hits. And no errors. The Pippins no runs on 2 hits and an error. Right versus left. Middle infield at double play depth. Dean holds the runner at first. Welch even with a bag at third. Outfield straight away. Quick glance to first by Wonarobich. Off the third base side of the rubber. He kicks and deals out of the stretch, and a breaking ball in for a strike at the knees, a slider. 0-1 from Wayno. Talk to the coaches on this team. They never know. They still don't know how to pronounce Wonarabich's name. Or perhaps they do, but they just make a joke out of it at this point. You'll hear pitching coach Rob Hippie say Wayno, Wano. Kicking the 0-1. Line shot center field. Schwartz back a few steps to his left. Near a patch of dead grass, he reaches up and makes the catch in straightaway center. And there's the first out of the top of the 8th inning. I'm sure they do know how to say his name, but it's just funny hearing the coaches go Wayno. Now, how about this on our out-of-town scoreboard? Corvallis 25, Kelowna 9 in the top of the 9th. Someone's going to have to figure out here the league record for most runs scored in a game, because I think Corvallis probably just broke it. 25 runs, folks. Here's the pitch. Inside to Ethan Groff. Peel down a second on a not visible check swing, and it's 1-0. Corvallis had a 12-run bottom of the 6th, an 8-run bottom of the 9th. And Kelowna's had 2 position players pitch. The 1-0, runner takes off, and that pitch comes in and drills Groff on his left shoulder. So the stolen base wouldn't have mattered. Now 2 on, 1 out for Damiano Palmajani. And nobody in the Pippins bullpen, so Wonarobich is going to continue to work here in the top of the 8th. Port Angeles leading it by a score of 4-0. Look at some of these lines for Corvallis. 4 for 5, 3 RBIs. 3 for 5, 6 RBIs. 3 for 6, 3 RBIs. 3 for 6, 2 RBIs. Incredible what they're doing. Turner to look to second. Here's the pitch. Wonarobich delivers. That's inside, 1-0. One of the reasons that everybody around here is more optimistic about the Pippins' second half is they went 0-6 against Corvallis in the first half. Then they don't have to play them again. So there's reason for optimism in the schedule. 4-0 Lefties, top of the 8th. 2 on, 1 out. Mark Wonarobich dealing to Damiano Palmajani, who's 0 for 3. Slight lead off of first and second. Palmajani shows bunt, takes a splitter in for a strike at the knees. And it is now a final score. Corvallis 25, Kelowna 4. We're going to have to figure out if that is a league record in terms of runs. The 1-1 pitch. Here's the offering. Wonarobich delivers. Line shot deep down the left field line, rolling foul, and it lands past the bullpen, off the bullpen fence, actually, the chain link fence down there. And it is 1-2. 2 on, 1 out. Pippins trail 4-0. In the top of the 8th. I think it's fair to say that this West Coast League title, it's Corvallis's to lose. One ball, 2 strikes. Victoria 12, Bend 3. That game in the bottom of the 9th. Wenatchee wins in walk-off fashion over Bellingham, 3-2. The 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Both runners take off. Wells throws down a third. Tag applied. They got him! What a throw. Brett Wells heads up baseball behind the plate. Halligan thrown out at third. Groff does get to second with a swiped bag. And it's now 2-2 on Palmajani. A walk-off single by Cody Colden in the bottom of the ninth, and Wenatchee tops Bellingham. Final score 3-2. Righty versus righty. 2 outs and a man at second as dust flies in the air after that play. 4-0 Pippins trail. Big lead off second for Groff. Couple of glances back from Wano. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a chopper. Oh, wow, that foul hit off of some part of Palmajani's body that looks painful. I can't tell if that was his wrist or whatever, but he is bent over in some visible pain, and hopefully he's okay. He straightens himself up and will walk around a second to step back into the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, man at second. 4-0 Pippins trail, top of the 8th. Yakima Valley will send the 8-9-1 part of the order to the plate in the bottom of the 8th, and perhaps given the offensive struggles, we'll see some pinch hitters in for that stretch, which includes Brett Wells, Eddie Pelk, and Tanner Parker. Just 2 hits on the day for the Pippins, both from Schwartz. Groff at second, 2 down. Pippins trailing 4-0, top 8. Trying to avoid getting shut out for the second time this year. The 2-2 pitch. Slider just outside. Could not get a chase from Palmajani. Great plate discipline. 3-2. And that was ball 4, apparently. As Palmajani's walking down to first. And everybody had that as ball 3, except the umpire, apparently. The official scorer did, the scoreboard did. Palmajani walks, evidently. There's no argument from Wanarobich. I guess we all had it wrong up here, but they had it down on the field. First pitch to Alex Garcia, taken down and away, ball 1. Pippins trail 4-0, top 8. Palmajani at first, Groff at second, 2 down in the 8th. Wanarobich delivers. There's a fastball on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Garcia, the catcher, is 1 for 2 today. Strikeout, walk, and a single in the left field. Both runners take their leads, 2 down here in the 8th inning. Wanarobich set. The 1-1 pitch. Groff dances off second. Hormel keeps him tight to the bag, and Wanarobich lifts his left leg and rubs the dirt a little bit to keep him close. Top of the 8th inning here from the Orchard in a game that has gone nearly 2.5 hours. Pippins trail 4-0. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Slider down and away. 2 balls and a strike. And Wanarobich being entrusted to close out this ball game. He has now thrown 56 pitches on the day. Time called, so Kyle Katz can bark something towards the Pippins dugout. There's a player coaching first base for Port Angeles right now. He's in a sweatshirt, so not sure his number. Palmajani off first, Groff off second, neither runner being held. Pippins down 4 in the 8th, the 2-1. Swing and a miss, got him with a low fastball, 2-2. And Wanarobich a chance to get out of this with another 0. See if the offense can get something going in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ball's in the dirt, throw down at first, a little high. Dean steps on the bag, and the inning is over. Wanarobich gets out of it, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Pippins trail 4-0.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Planet Fitness is the one and only judgment-free zone. That means for just $10 a month, you can work out at your own pace and just do you. However you want, whenever you want. Get free fitness training and tons of cardio and strength equipment, plus a totally friendly staff for just $10 a month with absolutely no judgment. We want you to be you for just $10 a month. Come in for a free tour or join online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness. Annual membership fee applies. Participating locations only. See club for details.
New pitcher into the game for Port Angeles as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Yakima Valley trailing by a score of 4-0, and it's left-hander A.C. Chavez out of El Paso, Texas. Makes his 14th appearance of the season, 2-1 on the year with a 5.19 ERA. 17 1/3 innings of work. He has fanned 21, walked 7, and opponents are hitting .206 off the 6'3 lefty out of New Mexico Junior College. His 14th appearance of the year, that ties him with Cowlitz' Rance Pittman for the most in the West Coast League, and he replaces Michael Buchanan, who was fantastic in his 4 innings of relief. Left on right, first pitch to Brett Wells, the catcher, a fastball taken up high for a ball, 1-0. Chavez sets off the third base side of the rubber with the infield deep, especially the left side, the 1-0. Soft ground ball back to the mound. Chavez fields left of the mound, jogs to his left, and overhands it to first. 2 pitches, 1 out to start the night for A.C. Chavez. And now Noah Andrews will pinch hit for the Pippins. Pinch hitting for Eddie Pelk in the bottom of the 8th. Pippins trying to just manufacture some offense here with all the struggles. A right-handed batter will sub for Pelk, who bats left-handed against the southpaw Chavez. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 8th, Pippins down 4-0. 4-0. Lefty set. Off the third base side of the rubber, drops back, leg kick, and the pitch. Andrews takes a fastball at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Noah pinch hitting for the first time today. 194 hitter on the season, no homers, 5 runs knocked in. Infield deep, outfield straight away, pitch. Fastball down and in, a ball and a strike. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The base is empty. 4-0. Pippins trail in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball roped foul right side, 1-2. Pippins back in action tomorrow night, hoping Joe McGreasy can get him a win on the bump. He'll start against Tyler Tan. Think back to that game that was canned in Port Angeles on the 25th of June. That was the pitching matchup, Tan versus McGreasy. Pippins ended up losing that game. There's a soft line drive in his center. Base hit for Noah Andrews. And the Pippins finally have a base runner from a guy other than Luke Schwartz as Andrews singles into center for a base knock. Now Tanner Parker will dig in. 1 on, 1 out. Pippins trail 4-0, bottom of the 8th. A righty loosening in the pen for the Pippins. Lefty versus lefty. Parker looking for his first hit, first offering. Ground ball softly back to the mound. Chavez Fields goes to second for one. Rosenberg on a first. Double play, and the inning is over. 1-6-3 double play. Pippins don't get anything in the bottom of the 8th. We go to the 9th. And Yakima Valley trailing 4-0 here on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
The smell.
Puget Sound native Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or two. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions, or, for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
Mike Runyon can fit more in a day than most, which is good because in addition to being a craft beer pioneer and working parent, he grows his own food, rides BMX, and has even been known to try a chainsaw carving or two. Mike's defined by his differences. At Heritage Bank, we think differences can build a better bank, too. That together, we're more than a community bank, but rather a community of banks, which means more ideas for his business and yours.
Nick Brown takes over in the top of the 9th for the Pippins. 10th appearance of the season for the right-hander. 1-3 on the year, a 6.07 ERA. 13 1/3 innings of work. He has struck out 11, walked 12. Opponents hit .309 off of the righty out of Catoosa, Oklahoma. And he will face the 9-1-2 part of the Port Angeles order here in the top of the 9th. Pippins trailing 4-0 and trying to keep it right at that. There's really nothing more they can do at this point besides just try and get this to the 9th and see if the offense, which has managed 3 hits in 8 innings, can get something done against a stingy Port Angeles team. Trevor Rosenberg, the leadoff man, and the first pitch to him, a fastball that misses outside for a ball, 1-0. Rosenberg, a double off the wall in his last at-bat. Other than that, he's struck out twice. 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors for the Lefties. No runs, 3 hits, and an error for the Pippins. The 1-0 pitch. High and in for a ball, 2-0. Brown last pitched in league play in a start on Sunday at Portland. Gave up 5 earned runs in an inning and 2/3. Struggled in relief in a non-league game on Wednesday, the 2-0. That's inside, 3 balls and no strikes. He's been throwing hard with his fastball, been up to the mid-90s. Just been a trouble of locating it consistently for Brown this year. Now time called, so Rob Hippie can go out to the mound. And he is asking Kyle Katz if he can clean off the plate. 3 balls, no strikes on the right-handed hitting Trevor Rosenberg. The base is empty. No outs here in the top of the 9th. 4-0. Yakima Valley trails. Brown delivers. Inside, ball 4, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Trevor Rosenberg to start the 9th. Again, tomorrow, good pitching matchup. Tyler Tan versus Joe McGreasy. Last time that pitching matchup happened, Pippins were winning 9-0 in the 5th, and the game was canceled due to rain. Right-hander Carter Lowen out of Hawaii. Aloha. Warming in the bullpen for the Lefties. Welch even with the bag at third. Middle infield looking to turn 2. Runner held at first. First offering to Gavin Rourke, the leadoff man. Fastball for a strike outside corner. Last other league game in progress in the West Coast League has gone final. Victoria 12, Bend 3 in Bend. The Elks are struggling right now. Bend, Pippin's next opponent, has lost 2 straight. The pitch, grounded softly to second. This could be a tough double play to turn. Hormel, high flip to the bag at second. Parker able to reach up and snag it for the lead runner. It was going to be pretty much impossible to get Rourke, the speedy, fast guy at first anyway, especially with how slow that was. So it goes as a fielder's choice and 1 on 1 out now. for the lefties. Brings up Justin Fugit, who's 1 for 4 today. In the non-league games so far, Walla Walla 18, the U.S. Military All-Stars 3. San Francisco Seals and the Portland Pickles tied at 2 in 11 innings. There's a fastball up high to Fugit. Fugit, 1-0. F-U-G-I-T-T. Not what you think it is. Unfortunately, that would have been kind of funny if it was what we think it is. 1 on, 1 out. Pippins down 4 in the 9th. Slight lead off of first for Rourke. There's a swing and a miss. I mean, that was the most aggressive half swing of all time. Now Fugit evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Pippins down 4-0 in the top of the 9th inning. Trying to avoid dropping their 3rd straight West Coast League game. Toss over to first, tag applied, safe! Dean thought he had him. Brown thought he had him. Field umpire Brendan Lynch did not think he had him. Another toss over to first, tag applied. Safe again as the ball rolls away from Dean. That one was pretty clearly safe though, but close again. Rourke really doesn't lead off much for a guy who's so fast, probably because he knows he's going to get a lot of throws back, and because he's so fast, he can probably take second even with a tiny lead. The pitch. Swing and a miss on an outside fastball, and it's 1-2 on Fugit, who has already struck out twice today. Bats here from the left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Pippins trying to get this to the bottom of the 9th, where they will bring the 2-3-4 part of their order to the plate. Try and rally back against the lefties. Runner takes off, pitches inside. Wells throws down a second on a hop. Tag applied! Oh, and Parker lost the ball. Otherwise, they would have had him. The fastest runner potentially in the West Coast League. And if Parker doesn't drop the ball, Pippins throw him out. Tough luck for Brett Wells. Instead, Rourke stays 7 of 8 on stolen bases. The only other time they threw him out today was after he kind of got caught jumping off the bag too much. So it wasn't a caught stealing in that sense. 2-2 to Fugit. Quick turn to second from Brown. He fires. Line shot left side, out of play. Foul. Out towards the final row of the seats down the left field line. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of the Pippins post-game show to follow, presented by Treetop, so don't go anywhere after this game draws to its conclusion. Joe McGreasy tomorrow, 2nd in the West Coast League in strikeouts. .83 ERA, he's on the bump. First pitch, 6:35. 2-2 on Fugit. Man at second, 1 down. Pippins down 4 in the 9th. Brown sets out the belts. Bearded righty delivers and misses down and away with a fastball, and the count is full, 3-2. Victoria, that high-powered offense, keeps pushing along. They knock off Bend 12-3. 5 different guys with multi-hit games. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a low fastball. He got him. And the first strikeout for Brown. The second out here at the top of the 9th. It'll bring up Matthew Christian. Christian, a right-handed batter. 4-0. Port Angeles leading in the top of the 9th. Runner off of second, 2 down. Here's the set from Brown. Turns and looks and delivers. And there's a soft fly ball, foul back out of play, 0-1. Christian has flied out, popped out, walked twice, and scored a run. No balls and a strike. Man at second, 2 down. Pippins lead by 4. Here's the pitch from Nick. Fastball at the knees for a strike, 0-2. Baxter Halligan, who has raked today, on deck. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him on the outside fastball, and Nick Brown with another strikeout to set down the lefties in the 9th. We go to the bottom half. Pippins need a rally, down 4-0 here on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Call this home, that's where I belong, that's where I belong. Call this home, that's where I belong. that's where I belong.
Finding the right home is inspiring. That's why at Banner, we listen, learn, and help you find the home loan that lets you achieve your dreams.
That's where I belong.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Pippins trailing 4-0 as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Brady Hormel to lead it off against lefty A.C. Chavez, and a bunt foul off to the left to try and get things going here in the bottom of the ninth. Hormel, Dean, and then Welch. Pippins down 4-0. Left-hander A.C. Chavez after a pretty easy eighth in which he got a double play after a single. Kicks and delivers the 0-1. Fastball tails away, a ball and a strike. Hormel 0 for 3. Kyle Dean on deck 0 for 3. Aiden Welch in the hole 0 for 3. Hey, it could be worse. The Mariners are about to get no hit. Sorry to break the hearts of any Mariners fans listening. The 1-1. Foul ball off to the left, 1-2. Off the top of the sunscreen and lands in lefty's bar, hopefully in nobody's drink. Remember, tomorrow you can come out and get one of the Pippins IPAs. I've heard they're pretty good. I wouldn't know. Not yet of legal drinking age. Brought to you by Yakima Craft Brewing Company. The 1-2 off the end of the bat down the third base line. Foul by an inch to the left of the chalk. And Hormel nearly had a cheap little double, but instead the baseball god struck, and he will come back to the box to face another two-strike pitch. Pippins trail 4-0, bottom of the ninth inning. 4 runs on the day for the Pippins on just 3 hits and an error. Port Angeles, they have no runs for the Pippins on 3 hits and an error. Port Angeles, they have 4 runs on the day on 8 hits and no errors. There's a fastball up high to Hormel. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Pippins left-handed hitting second baseman. Kyle Dean to follow, and then Aiden Welch. Chavez out of New Mexico. The 2-2. Fastball pumped back foul to the screen. Stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. Last game still in action in league play. Pippins down in the bottom of the ninth inning. 2-2 the count on Brady Hormel. Chavez shakes off 3 consecutive signs, and Kyle Katz calls time. I don't think anybody asked for it, but being called anyway. The 2-2. Fastball in the dirt, and Chavez fell off the mound. Oh boy, that was nearly scary. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 3-2 to Hormel, the leadoff man in the bottom of the ninth inning. The pitch home. Hormel hits it through the 5-6 hole, opposite way into left field. And the leadoff man is on in the bottom of the ninth for the Pippins. Down 4 runs. Whatever it takes. See if Yakima Valley can start a rally. Now Kyle Dean. 374 hitter for the Pippins last year without a hit tonight. 0 for 3. Fugit even with a bag at third. Middle infield deep, but close to the bag to try and turn 2. Chavez kicks and deals. Dean takes a fastball at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Kyle's popped out once and bounced out twice. 4-0 ball game. Pippins trail, bottom of the ninth inning. The pitch. Dean hits a high chopper right side of the infield. Parmigiani charges. Fields flips on a first in time for the out and essentially functions as a sacrifice, but down 4, the Pippins can't really afford sacrifices, and Dean goes 0 for 4 on the day. Now it'll bring up Aiden Welch, who is 0 for 3. Left versus right. The man at second, 1 down. Wow. And Kyle Katz with a very audible warning towards the Pippins dugout. Now Rob Hippie out. And Katz said, no more. This is your last warning. Now let's see if we can hear what Katz has to say to Rob Hippie. Hippie, who's the acting manager right now. Katz said pretty audibly to him, no more. This is your last warning. He's already ejected manager Marcus McKimmey. In the bottom of the 9th, the Pippins down 4-0. And Katz looks like he's about to go write something in his scorecard. I'm not sure what he could be writing here. Hormel at second, 1 down, bottom of the 9th. Pippins trail 4-0. Remember, again, a pitch right down the middle was called a ball, and Katz ejected Marcus McKimmey for getting upset over it, which culminated from a multitude of things that had happened throughout the game, but that was really the key moment. And it was an unfair moment for the Pippins, and doesn't look like they're going to vindicate it with a win tonight, unfortunately. Chavez out of the stretch, looks to second. His first pitch to Aiden Welch. Fastball in the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Nick Israel waiting on deck. He might be the last chance for the Pippins if Welch is unable to reach. 0-1. That's down and in, a ball and a strike. Moved his feet out of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pippins down 4-0, bottom 9. A walk-off last night. They're going to need to walk it off if they want to win tonight. The pitch. Hit softly to second. Parmigiani takes on a shoulder-high hop. Looks to third, throws to first. And Hormel gets to third, but it's another 4-3 bounce out. And the Pippins down to their final chance tonight. It's Nick Israel, who grounded out in his only at-bat of the day. And the switch hitter will bat right-handed after coming to the plate left-handed in his first at-bat. First pitch to Israel. Fastball down low, ball 1. The last chance for the Pippins in the bottom of the 9th. One ball, no strikes. Pippins' first run waiting at third, the pitch. Soft ground ball hit towards third. Fugit charges, grabs, looks to home, throws to first. Israel beat it out, an infield single, and the Pippins are on the board. In the bottom of the 9th, they stay alive. Nick Israel with the infield single. It is 4-1. That's why this game is so beautiful. It's not over till it's over. And now Tyler Dean will bat in the bottom of the 9th. Tying run moves to the on-deck circle. An infield single, and maybe Fugit taking a quick look at home when he clearly had no play was the difference there. Left versus left. Here's the pitch to Tyler Dean. Outside with a fastball, ball 1. Nobody in the bullpen for Port Angeles. This is A.C. Chavez's mess to work out of. Last chance again for the Pippins. Left on left. The 0-1. The 1-0, excuse me. Dean slices it foul, left side out of play off one of the sunscreens. 1 ball, 1 strike. Luke Schwartz waiting on deck should this game continue. Pippins down 4-1, bottom of the 9th, so they will not be shut out. They score against H.C. Chavez in the bottom of the 9th. 1-1 pitch to Dean. Foul ball again opposite field, down the left field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pippins down 4-1, bottom 9. Chavez, belt high set, the last strike for the Pippins potentially. Here it comes. Ground ball hit to third. Fugit, it bounces off of him. He doesn't have a play. Rosenberg collects, throws to first, not in time. And the Pippins stay alive in the bottom of the 9th. Justin Fugit with his second defensive misplay in the last 2 batters of this ball game. And now Luke Schwartz digs in for the Pippins. Again, the last chance. Schwartzy with 2 hits on the day. The tying run in the bottom of the 9th inning. Israel at second, Dean at first. Left versus right. Pitch from Chavez. Taken high and away, ball 1. Brett Wells in the on-deck circle. Now Kyle Katz is calling over to third base coach Justin Jacobs about exactly what, I'm not sure. Justin Jacobs talking with Kyle Katz, and at least from the body language, it doesn't seem like Jacobs is particularly enthused with what's going on here as he casually walks back to the third base coaching box. Runners on first and second, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. And the Pippins dugout is happy. So now Justin Jacobs has a word to say to the field umpire, Brendan Lynch. And this has just been a back and forth bickering match all night. And it started with Kyle Katz. He has been on the Pippins all night from first pitch when he was yelling at Marcus McKimmey to get in the coaching box and yelling at Rob Hippie to get in the dugout. This was a bickering match started by umpires. And Justin Jacobs gets a round of applause for getting in Brendan Lynch's face. And I have never seen a crowd go so much against umpires. Now the downside of this is allowing the lefties to get an arm up in the bullpen. Again, Carter Lowen is tossing for Port Angeles, and now Rob Hippie's coming out to argue with Brendan Lynch. And Kyle Katz is not having any of this. He's going over to try and settle this down. And now both coaches, Hippie and Jacobs, bickering with Kyle Katz, who got into Jacobs for something. Brendan Lynch also out there. And the wave has started. And AC Chavez just said something to Brendan Lynch. He's like, I want to get back to playing. And Lynch just waved him away. Oh, my word. Chavez just wants to get back to pitching. He had nothing to do with this. And he mentioned something to Brendan Lynch, and Lynch didn't even look at him. He just tossed his hand in the air. This is unbelievable behavior. Still a discussion going on. What a wild bottom of the 9th. 4-1 the score remains. 2 runners on for the Pippins with 2 outs. And a 1-0 count on Luke Schwartz that started this argument after a seemingly innocuous ball that missed. But Kyle Katz called over to Justin Jacobs, and Jacobs is livid. I've never seen him this mad before. He is yelling at Katz. The Pippins dugout is loving this. This is unreal. Justin Jacobs is one of the calmest people on earth, and he is tearing into Kyle Katz right now. And now Jacobs is talking to Brendan Lynch, and now AC Chavez is going to start throwing warm-up pitches. And again, the downside of this is that Carter Lowen has plenty of time to warm up in the bullpen for Port Angeles. Now Brendan Lynch is yelling at the Pippins to get back in the dugout, and they're not doing it. This is something else. 4-1, Pippins trail, bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. The Pippins are down to their last out. And now Rob Hippie back out to argue. Carter Lowen continuing to warm in the bullpen. No ejections have been issued, but it feels like this is a ticking time bomb. Katz arguing with Jacobs. Coach Hippie arguing with Lynch. And now Justin Prater, the first base coach, he's over to talk too. Why not? Here's where we're at this point. Why the heck not? Never mind. Dustin Prater's just going to the dugout. Either way. Jeff Garrettson, Pippins GM, is on the field during the game. There's a fireworks display that's set to go off after this game. The wave has broken out again amongst the fans. This has been a nearly 6-minute delay. AC Chavez getting warm-up pitches in. Carter Lowen throwing in the bullpen for the lefties. And are we finally going to reach a conclusion? I think we are. The coaches and umpires have deconvened. I'm not sure if that's a word, but either way, they've left their respective posts. And my, oh my, this game is going to come to a conclusion eventually. 4-1, Pippins trailing in the bottom of the ninth. 2 outs, 2 on. And Kyle Katz still mentioning something to the Pippins dugout. And now Darren Westergaard, the manager for the Lefties, wants to go have a word with AC Chavez, and he's going to go to the bullpen in the middle of this at-bat. It was a long rest for Chavez. And right-hander Carter Lowen coming into the game. We'll take a break here on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network. Tell you about the right.
What does traveling really cost you? After all the hassles and spendings along the way, how much do you really save? When you fly YKM, you can save on gas, money, sleep, parking fees, stress, and most of all, the one thing you can't get back, your time. Those savings really add up. What's that worth to you? Fly faster. Fly YKM. Visit flyykm.com, where you can connect to over 85 cities. Book your flight today.
Les Schwab is proud to introduce 2 of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters. Les Schwab is proud to introduce 2 of our best tires ever just in time for summer road trip season. There's our exclusive open range AT that we believe is our quietest, smoothest, and best all-season traction tire ever. Or the Reputation, our exclusive high-mileage premium passenger tire. Get even more road trip ready with our free pre-trip safety check. Stop by or book an appointment today at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Carter Lowen enters into the game in the bottom of the ninth. A lengthy delay due to an umpire argument meant that AC Chavez kind of got out of sync. So Lowen, the 6'4" righty from the University of Hawaii, native of Abbotsford, British Columbia, enters with a 1-0 count on Luke Schwartz. 2 on, 2 out. Pippins trail 4-1, bottom of the ninth inning. Here's the set and the pitch. Schwartz bunts it down the third baseline, foul, and Luke trying to get on with a bunt in the bottom of the ninth down to the last out. And that's an interesting decision, but either way, it's what the Pippins go with. Righty Kyle Hamrick starts to throw in the bullpen for the Lefties. Bottom of the ninth inning in a 4-1 ball game. Pippins trail. The bell tie set and the pitch. The 1-1. Down and away with a fastball, 2-1. Lowen on the season, a 0-4 record, 7.53 ERA, 20 strikeouts, 8 walks over 14 1/3 innings. Opponents hitting .328 off of the lefty. The righty, the 2-1. Outside, ball 3. With pinch hitter Christian Padilla on deck. 2 outs in the ninth. The winning run in the on-deck circle and a 3-1 count on Luke Schwartz. I can't imagine a chance that he swings at this pitch. The 3-1 from Lowen. At the knees for a strike. Oh my word. That appeared clearly low, but Katz calls it strike 2. Now the count is full, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. The tying run at the plate, Luke Schwartz. Here's the bell tie set and the pitch. Soft ground ball, third base side. Fugit fields, throws to first. He is out, and the ball game is over. The call is out. They're looking for an appeal from home. Kyle Katz won't give it to him. Rob Hippie wants to argue, but this ball game is over. The Yakima Valley Pippins, in a tarnished ball game, fall by a final score of 4-1. The coaches want an explanation here, and they are not going to get one that they like. This game is over in a wild, wild night at the Orchard. The Pippins fall 4-1, and these umps are going to have to avoid the mob on the way out. We'll take a break, wrap things up after this.
Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic is now open and accepting new patients. Services include family medicine, women's health, mental health, and after-hours care. The Grandview Clinic is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week to best serve you and your loved ones. Walk-ins are welcome, and se habla español. This is how we care.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and...
Oh my word, unprecedented development here at the Orchard. The call has been overturned. The call was overturned, and Luke Schwartz is safe at first. Darren Westergaard is, oh my word, what is going on? And Darren Westergaard has been ejected from this game. What is going on? One of the wildest games. Darren Westergaard is fuming. The call on the field has been overturned and the game will continue. What is going on? In the bottom of the 9th inning, the winning run comes to the plate. We were going to go to the post-game show, and then everyone started cheering, and the Pippins have the winning run at the plate. What on earth is this 9th inning? Started with a single from Brady Hormel, then 2 groundouts. Hormel scored on an infield single by Nick Israel, then an error and an infield single by Luke Schwartz. And the winning run, Christian Padilla, comes to the plate in the bottom of the 9th inning. Batting for Brett Wells. He's the winning run. The call was overturned, the game-ending call. Darren Westergaard has been ejected, but he has not left the field, and they have to wait until he leaves the field until they can continue play. Westergaard still barking at Brendan Lynch, the field umpire, who made the call and then changed the call. Padilla, the winning run. A ball to the gap could tie it. Left-hander Jack Gonzalez starts to throw in the Pippins bullpen. Westergaard is now exiting the field of play. And now right on right, this matchup can commence. Wild, wild game. The Pippins, initially this ball game was over. And then it wasn't. Israel at third, Dean at second. Schwartz at first, the pitch to Padilla. Fastball taken for a strike at the knees, 0-1. Another low strike call from Kyle Katz. And Carter Lowen jumps ahead here, 0-1. Noah Andrews waiting on deck. 4-1, Pippins trail in the 10th. The 0-1, high breaking ball. And Garcia had to jump to keep that one there. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Pippins down 4-1. Here's the righty's pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-2 on a fastball outside. Pippins down to their final strike. In a game, one of the craziest you'll ever see. An unforgettable game, win or lose. 4-1 in the bottom of the 9th. It's 10:30 at night. The 1-2 pitch. Hit back to the backstop, and Padilla stays alive, 1-2. The winning run in the bottom of the 9th inning. Padilla, not a whole lot of power. but what a story it would be if he could lift one over the wall and send the Pippins home with a win. Lowen with a 1-2 pitch. He delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and now the ball game is over. And the Pippins fall here at home to the Port Angeles Lefties by a final score of 4-1. Wild game, lots to talk about. We'll wrap it up after this on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Sure, Drunk You is a pretty cool guy, but he's not exactly what you would call reliable. He's not a maker of great decisions, or for that matter, even adequate decisions. The point is, you shouldn't trust the version of you that created the macaroni taco to create a plan to get you home safe. Make a plan before you party.
Provide attentive customer service and the best brands for all your home improvement project needs. Roy's Ace Hardware in downtown Yakima, Hometown Ace Hardware in Tieton Village in Yakima, and Oak Creek Hardware in Natchez also has fishing, hunting, landscaping, and cleaning equipment. Ace Hardware, hardware supplies and competitive prices.
Kind of feels a little weird that we're going to have fireworks after this one. What a strange, disappointing performance here at the Orchard as the Pippins fall by a final score of 4-1, and really just wasn't a great day for the offense. The umpiring, that was a story of its own, one of the more strange umpire-coach games I've ever seen. Both umpires, both coaches, 2 managers ejected, several calls overturned. It was a really strange performance. The Pippins, though, just didn't get enough offense when they needed it, managing just 5 hits on the ninth. Their only run came in the bottom of the 9th inning, and they fell victim to 2 4-run innings by Port Angeles, a 2-run second, 2 2-run innings, and a 2-run 6th. Big doubles from Baxter Halligan, who drove in 2, and Ryan Jamison was not as sharp as he normally is atop the mound as he took the loss, giving up an earned run. 2 runs total in 5 innings of work. Mark Wanarabich, 3 innings out of the bullpen, 2 runs given up. The winning pitcher, Michael Buchanan, 4 shutout innings out of the pen with 6 strikeouts. A.C. Chavez gave up the only run in the bottom of the 9th. As for the Pippins on offense, Luke Schwartz had 3 of the 6 hits. The only RBI was given to Nick Israel with his infield single in the bottom of the 9th. And Brady Hormel also picked up a single along with Noah Andrews as a pinch hitter. Baxter Halligan was 2 for 3. He led the way offensively for Port Angeles, and that was pretty much it. The Lefties pick up the win tonight by a final score of 4-1, and the series will continue tomorrow at 6:35 with a 6:20 pregame show here from the Orchard. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll talk to you tomorrow, 6:20 on the Nathan's Famous Broadcast Network.